Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's well. My mouse is looking very weird for whatever reason. I don't know what I clicked on or what has happened. Maybe it's an update thing. I don't know. But my mouse is looking very weird, like the mouse on the screen. So I don't know what's the story there. But everything else seems to be fine. I don't know what the story is, but I hope we're all well. I know we're early. I know it's a good thing to say because a few times we were late. Have actually something else I need to just do for a second. What was it? Just want to check and see to have the numbers right for the stream. That's the other thing. See, it's hard to remember exactly what number of a stream we're on. It's quite difficult. No, I'm right. Okay, I'm 100%. I'm not doubting yet. I'm writing the numbers. Okay, fair enough. Good on me. At least I'm writing something. No, it's in. Let me see. It's like in 2D pixel for some reason. Anyway, how are we all doing? We're the usual crack. I'm sure you know by now. We have to sit around and wait for a minute. Isn't it great? There's, oh, I should look at. I know again. I said 8 o'clock, but sure, it's better to be early, I suppose. So I'm here at the moment. Now, there's a lot that could be said for everything. Like there's generally so much of what to say about different things, but literally be here for 9 hours if I did. It's just generally so much. So we stick with what we have at the moment. Like generally, I could go. There's more things of what to talk about, but we probably save that because there's that much going on now. Obviously, we're less than a week away at this stage for the election on Friday. This Friday coming now. So it's just that much stuff. You couldn't really write a book on it, to be totally honest. So we stick with what we have for the moment. If we get a few minutes, we touch on a few other things. Like literally, as we speak now, I could have another 10 videos up if I wanted to. Like, if 10 videos recorded, well, not edited. There's two not edited if I wanted to put them up, but generally, I could still put them up. But I don't think I put them up. Maybe I will. I might put one of them up, but 50-50, suppose. Let's put it that way. So we see how that goes, I suppose. Because there's generally so much to talk about. There's things happening every day, and it's just driving me mental. Because there's just that much information coming from every side. There's this, that, and the other. What was there was something else? Like there was something really other important thing that went up. If I had a head, I'd be dangerous. Let me see. Did I not have music on? I did not put it on. I thought I had it on pause. I didn't. Interesting. I must be doping because I generally thought I did. Just give me a second. I'm literally not organized today at all. Probably ads now for the next second. Wait, it might be Joven. I wonder if the stream working okay. Let me just see. Generally, that much going on. Might be fucked maybe because of the thing. I don't know. There might be some update. I might be fucking it. No, that's good. It's showing. Okay. See, it's always concerned for me because sometimes it works the work, sometimes it doesn't. It just really depends, to be totally honest with you, what's the story in Balamoy. So I don't know. We might have to restart. We see. We leave it for the moment. We'll leave and see what happens, I suppose. How does that sound? We'll leave it for the moment. It might be a bit too loud. I think it's fine. Let's see. I should probably just I just seen something there. I probably should mention it. It's not really relevant to really anything, but I talk about it in a few minutes too. I just seen it there. It's supposed to be a good thing to congratulate this young woman on it. I suppose when I just here, uh, might as well congratulate her because it's a good achievement as well. Just seeing what I just seen there. I talk about it in a few minutes. I'll probably get it. It'll probably be the and not covered first thing now. Cover near the end as well. So just because I just seen it there, so and it's a high award, so might as well cover it. And just to say, I know you're not seeing what I'm seeing at the moment, but I'll show you in a second. I'm gonna tell you in a second. But anyway, I think we're all good, and I think everything's fine. I think the live stream, the notifications are whatever and stuff. See, YouTube's a bit acting like a fuck away all of a sudden again. And I think it's because of the election. I think they're very annoyed with me because of the election. YouTube itself, I think it's very annoyed with me. To be the answer. I particularly probably, some of the things I've said about being the one being the girl. I don't think they're that happy with it. Let's put it right. But sure, look at a free country for the moment. Anyway, come back and try to use. Somebody says it's a free country, but anyway, we're here for the moment. So I might as well live the moment, as to say. But anyway, now, like this, literally, I could talk about 3 billion things, not 3 billion exactly, but literally a lot of stuff now. Hello, everyone. I know people are just joining us. Sorry, I'm just the only reason why we're sitting kind of chatting at the moment. I'm just waiting because it's weird with YouTube streams. Notifications go out late. Other things like that. So that's the only reason why I kind of have to sit here for a few minutes. Just because of that, yourself. It's a nuisance. It is sad to see, but what can you do? I suppose it's a good time to chat to people and stuff when they come in, etc., etc. Because usually I should just probably go straight into stuff. But I like chatting, I suppose, for a few minutes and then getting started. But YouTube sometimes doesn't want to work with me. It's just it's a throw of dice if it works or not. But everything should be fine. If anybody's in the chat, can you let me know? Because it says I'm live here and it shows that I'm shows this live and all that. So it should be fine. I don't see any issues that could be arisen. Just checking to make sure I'm right in saying that. Yeah, it's showing for me, so it should be fine. Because we did have problems before with live streams a few months ago. Some wouldn't show and some wouldn't turn up. It was just a nightmare. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But there was one time it was serious, like it was generally very serious stuff because it wouldn't even let me connect to live streams, etc., to go live. It was just crazy stuff, like maniac stuff. We get started in a minute, or we give it another minute. So a lot of stuff, as I say, obviously with the election, now you're going to be sick of me next week because we'll probably be literally live. Majority end of next week, probably from I don't know, but Tuesday. Might have something on Tuesday evening. So I don't know about Tuesday. But definitely Wednesday, the usual time Wednesday, we will be live. Thursday definitely, then Friday too. We won't know any results anyway to Saturday. Don't count the vote tonight. I'm here. So they'll be just left into Saturday. So you'll be sick of me next Saturday, basically. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You're going to be sick of me, for next Saturday and Sunday. And then going into Monday and Tuesday. Then you'll be sick of me too. Just want to see, is everything like it feels like something's wrong. Something's telling me something's not right. Like on YouTube, I've done something wrong with setting up the stream or something. I just want to check. Is it connected? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's okay. I'm just paranoid. See, that time made me paranoid that I've done something wrong. Because there was another time too, and funny enough, it was a funny coincidence of a thing. I went live, but guess what I did? I put it on private, so nobody. So literally, I was sitting here, and thank God it wasn't that long. Like it wasn't 3 or 4 hours. I went talking, I didn't notice it. I was there for 20 minutes talking to myself, and it was a private stream, so basically you could only send invites, like the link to the stream for people to watch. It wasn't a public stream, even though I meant to make it public, but I sat there for 20 minutes talking to myself. It was quite funny, and I should have probably, because it was like recorded and stuff. I should have put it up on as a video on YouTube, because it was quite funny when I found out about it. It was funny. That's back a while ago now, but lucky nobody ever seen that video, because I was generally very shocked when I found out, because it was my own fault. I wouldn't mind to go through the settings myself, and I wouldn't mind if somebody else set it up for me. But literally, I must have taken it by mistake, not taken. So it was very funny now. Oh well, you have to laugh at yourself, I suppose. That's one good thing about it. But anyway, I think we'll get started. Let me see how many Lucas did and stuff here. So yes. Now let's see. Where should I start? I suppose that's the next thing to say. Let me see. Let me just get this thing up here. Where is this thing I know? So we start with obviously the main thing I think everybody in the country is talking about. And for good reason, I'm sure. Nobody would disagree with that it's not good reason to be talking about. Everything's fine, I think. Everything's fine. Don't know why it seems to be lagging a bit. I'm looking at the side here. It looks to be lagging for some reason. Don't know why, but anyway. Where was this? Yeah. So here we have Simon House. So I'm sure everybody's seen this video. I put a video up on it earlier on. But really, there's a bit of it here that tells you all you need to know. Like this, like here, looking straight at the camera, like he knew he was fucked, basically. Straight away, as soon as you see this, like he knew he was fucked. But yeah. Fine Gael's finished. It's over. It's done. Like the reaction to this, like OT's video of it, surprisingly OT did it, but the reaction to this was instantaneous, like just outright, and like annoyance, I suppose is the word to say. So the reaction was fierce. Like straight away, the reaction within a few seconds was mighty fierce. So it just goes to show the people are very, very annoyed, because the reaction was just straight away intense. And obviously, as I say, in every way, it should be intense. It should be more than intense, to be totally honest. But hopefully, please God, Simon Howes loses his seat in Wicklow. Because I say to people in Wicklow, if you vote for Simon Howes, I don't know what to tell you, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. But watch this video 6 or 7 times and come back to me, because there's no compassion really anywhere to be found in any state of affairs. But it is shocking stuff. And he feels sorry and stuff like that, because he was caught and he was showing up for being it. So, that's the only reason why. Like, let's be fair. Let's call a spade here. Only for his video and stuff like that. He didn't give a shit. Like, you can tell by looking at him, he doesn't give a shit about this woman. As simple as that. He doesn't care. You can see it in his face. He doesn't have any kind of anything basically to offer anything. So he just doesn't give a shit. The only reason why he cares now, because everybody's literally up in arms about it, and so rightly so. Now I know he was talking to the woman over the phone and stuff like that. And to be totally honest, if that was me, I would have said a lot worse than, let's put it that way, and all that. Just to say to people, is there anything wrong with the comments or anything? Just to make sure. Like he's away with the comment. I didn't turn off the comments, or I did by mistake. Or YouTube could have maybe actually turned them off. Actually, just to check. Because YouTube could have actually turned them off. I don't think they could have. Because it shows for me that it's able to comment. Just to check, there could be something wrong with that now. Let me see. Just making sure, because I want people to be able to talk and stuff like that. And as long as it didn't knock off the comments by mistake or something like that. No, everything's fine. Yeah, everything's working. Yeah, it should be working. Don't know why it's not showing me the comments. We might have to restart. Maybe that could be the issue. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I don't know if it doesn't show any comments, but anyway. So let's just for a second, because it's Just want to check something else. But anyway, yeah. So the sign. Oh, it's working. Hello, Daisy. Thank you. I was just making. I was paranoid that the comments wouldn't work, and thank you for that. Because I was paranoid that something was wrong. I thought it knocked off the comments, so YouTube knocked them off, and I might have knocked them off. But thank you for that because I was paranoid because I thought I did something wrong early on. But thank you for commenting and welcome. Hope you're doing well. Meet me. But we'll go back to this. Thank you. I was just worried that the comments wouldn't work. Because I could have the option when you're about to go live and stuff like that. It asks you, do you want to have a comment off or do you want to prove users, etc., etc. And I thought YouTube might have got rid of the comments because, yeah, a lot of people are allowed to say their opinion here, basically. I don't really stop them. YouTube kind of tells you should moderate your chat, etc., etc. But, obviously, majority of people, let's do something really, really bad. That's the only time there ever be something done about it already here. But yeah, everybody's seen this video. Everyone in the country has seen it. Uh, like Simon Howard should lose his seat, and it just just everything about it. Like watch it 2 or 3 times because it gets worse every time. It generally gets worse every time. I watched this video at this stage nearly 10 times, over and over again, and every time it gets worse. I notice something worse and worse and worse. And no matter how many times OT and stuff, the OT at the moment, the journal that day is saying, "Oh, the Taoiseach was tired. He was too busy canvassing. He had a hard day ahead of him. He had that much. He was here, there, and everywhere. Too much on his mind. Oh, poor man. All that OT and them trying to spin it. But at the end of the day, they can't spin what people have seen. Like everybody in the country has said this is outrageous. But there's one person in particular that's taken up for Simon Harris at the moment. Meet me, meet me. But there's one person, but I'm sure everybody that's seen this video. It's a disgrace. Especially care assistants. Again, Fine Gael says, "Oh, we're the party for the Irish people, etc., etc. We look after the working Joe." Obviously, they're the party just for the 1%. If this was a big banker or a CEO of some development company, Simon House would be all over them. He'd be all over them. The same with the fellow over Ryanair. They were all over him at the Fine Gael conference. But again, it's an only working Irish woman. He doesn't care. Simple as that. He just doesn't give a shit. And regardless of what the media he says now, he just doesn't care because literally actions speak more than words. Because you can tell anybody that ever seen anything in life knows straight away. I can tell that this person just doesn't give a fucking shit. The only thing he wants to hear from your woman is, "I'm going to full Fine Gael. I'm going to think you're the best, Simon, etc., etc." And apart from that, he doesn't anything after that. He doesn't want to hear you. It's a disgrace. This is a disgrace, and the woman clearly upset at it. It's a joke. And he should lose his seat. To be totally honest, he should resign. To be totally honest, because it's just generally that bad. And I've seen some shocking stuff from politicians, etc., but it's just generally that bad. And the worst thing about it, I showed it many times. Like she was talking. Like you see the way he's just always shaking his head, and he's like, "No, no, 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 no!" Like literally in a very arrogant. Like you can hear it in his voice. It's very arrogant where you can't hear it. But if you watch the video, but you see him shaking. No, 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 no! You're wrong. You're wrong. Shut up. No, I don't want to hear you. Don't be. No, you're talking shite. No, I'm in a form feeling to get looking after you. No, no, no. No, like you see, very arrogant. Like you hear he's just shaking his head, not listening, not letting him even talk, just shutting her down. Shut up. Be quiet. Pretty much what he's trying to say. Like this is pretty much his body language. It'd be different if he's sitting down, like, and said, "Oh yeah, tell us what we can do to help you, and help you make your life a bit better." But he's just like, "No, no, 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 shut up. No, 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 you're wrong. No, shut up." Pretty much. Like he doesn't give her any time really to get anything out of her mouth, let alone to answer. Like it's just a joke. And this is the Taoiseach again. I wouldn't mind if this was some just only Joe from the country. There was a local council or something like that. But this is the Taoiseach of the country. And again, I'm sure this woman didn't go get up that morning and say, "I'm going to meet the Taoiseach." She was just in the shop and just happened to be in the right place at the right time to meet the Taoiseach. You know, At the end of the day, she didn't go out of her way to find him. He happened to find her. So was that. Yeah, well, they're all fucked now. They were fucked before they're fucked now. Like they generally are, because that's Fine Gael's attitude. They're pretty fucked. Like they're gone. Like, it's over. Like Simon Howes, it's gone. It's done. Like everybody in their mother can see, the arrogance and the ignorance in his mouth and the way he was acting, etc., etc. Like everybody can see it. Like instantaneously, it was a big, huge reaction. And hopefully, he loses his seat over it because it'll teach him manners. To be totally honest. Um, And the same with Fine Gael, because again, Fine Gael is the party of the 1%. I keep saying it, but Fine Gael is the party of the 1%. She's very brave. Think about it, you anybody here. Imagine if you were in a shop and a Taoiseach of the country just randomly pounded in, right, and you didn't know. And take for example all the media, etc., and all the Fine Gael people behind it. Like you see, there's an army of people behind him with cameras, etc., like journalists and so-called journalists. Like none of the journalists, you think they would have spoke up when he was running away from her. You think they would have spoke up? Hang on, you didn't answer this woman. You think these journalists would be questioning them? Why? Why are you not asking this woman? She asked you a perfectly legitimate question. You're running away. Like you think somebody would ask that question, some of the journalists, but they all followed them out like little dogs, basically. They followed them out and they didn't ask any questions. You think they'll be asking, what about this woman? She asked you a question, didn't answer. You ran away from her. You know, uh, it's a joke. It is a joke. And it just goes to show you the media too, because the media now are trying to spin it. Oh, Simon Howes is overworked. He's working hard. It doesn't show that he's working hard because this is a woman that probably does 15 times the work he does a day. Let's put it that way. And he doesn't give a shit. It's plain and simple. I wouldn't be saying it in so vulgar language, but it's plain to be seen. I wouldn't mind if he did speak to her for a few minutes. If he did sit down and speak to her for a minute or two. But straight away, as soon as she opened her mouth about anything, he was just like, no, 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 no. Like literally straight away trying to shut her up, be quiet, etc., etc. That was the reaction straight away. As soon as she even opened her mouth, that was the reaction. You know, Ronan, yeah, the fellow Nolan sound, yeah. I heard some of the debate. I didn't hear it all, but Hello, David. How are you doing? I can never pronounce, but how are you doing? Well? Oh yeah, well, we're not allowed to talk, unfortunately. But definitely there's some people under the ground, if that makes any sense. They're not in that terms, but people unseen. I think that goes without saying. We're not allowed to talk with the public, but you know what I'm saying. There's a good few people in Davos, etc. But hello, Lona, how are you doing? But long story short, I don't think anybody like the Klaus Schwab's or anything that could help me out to be told that. Because anytime this is the worst thing for politicians at the moment. Beforehand, they could hide away in Dáil and Shannon. They hide in the Dáil, basically. They didn't have to go out and meet the public. But unfortunately, now with the election, they have to kind of be seen, to go out. And it's not going well for them, because beforehand, you could ring your local TD, right, and ask to talk to them. They don't have to they pretend, oh, we didn't get the call, or they didn't pass on the message, or we send an email, oh, we didn't get the email, etc. But when you meet somebody in the street and stuff like that, and there's cameras, you're pretty fucked, and that's what's fucking Simon over now at the moment. And the same with the majority of politicians, it's fucking them over because only Joes who ask them very, very tough questions that they have no answers to. And it just goes to show you, it just goes to show you, like one woman basically just ruined Simon Howes. Like it generally derailed his whole campaign. Like they're literally talking about it all around the world too, because literally put like the last nail into the coffin for Fine Gael, in my opinion, in the election, like the last nail in the coffin, to be totally honest. Because to be totally honest, I've seen even people on Twitter here, people that are literally pro Fine Gael, and they're like, I'm not voting Fine Gael after this. Because no reasonable person, and I mean to say this, no reasonable person, especially with the reaction. It's different if he would let her talk and listen to her. But straight away, just shutting her down, shut up, be quiet, more or less. You can see it straight away. She barely, got a chance to speak. He turned around to speak to her. And as soon as she opened her mouth with the carers, you see her, she's talking about the care, and maybe I just play it for a second. You see straight away, just straight away. No, 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 no. Just straight away the head. Yeah. Oh yeah, but yourself. It's not so much. I can't say it. It's YouTube not let me saying it. Again, making if that makes any sense. That's the problem. You know. Yeah, I wasn't listening now, Desert too, if I'm honest, because I was at work at the time. But I did listen to what was it? The Matt Carty was on it and stuff like that, and then the other fellow from Fine Gael about the Mullen Hospital. You comment under that too. I didn't hear Martin's, I found Martin's one because I was at work at the time. See, it's the worst time to do the interview when I'm at work, and I probably should. I have to make it my business to listen to it back on it because I haven't got around to listening to it. But I have to make it my business to listen to it because I need to know what I'm going to say when the time comes on. Oh yeah, there's more missing children than that. There's 34, 37, I think it is. It's a lot more than that. But we're just going back to Rodrigo Gorman. In fact, I could give Rodrigo Gorman this. At least he listened to the woman. Even though, you've probably seen the video. We'll probably get to it in a while too. But I'm sure you've probably seen Rodrigo Gorman, a woman asking Rodrigo Gorman questions about direct provision sector, area. In fairness, now he didn't run away straight away. He talked to him for a second. In fairness, to give him that, he was better than the Taoiseach in that tone. Like he didn't just outright just run away, and just be in denial. In fairness, he did speak for a minute, And in fairness, the woman, she was very brave and asked him questions in terms of that. But at least he gave them a second to talk, Because you've seen with Simon House literally didn't even give the woman a second to say anything. So in fairness to Roger Gorman, in that regard, I'm not saying I don't like Roger Gorman, I don't like the Green Party, but in fairness, at least listen to her for a second, because at the end of the day, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for votes. But I don't know. I just wanted to address that. But I'm sure everybody, like any reasonable person. But there's one person taken up from. Listen to this. Look at this. No, not this. But look at this. So this is the fair out of Mrs. Brown's boys. So he's just a Fine Gael, basically. He's just a Fine Gael. Like we have to say, he's literally up Fine Gael all the time. I don't think so. This is replying to OT about the woman. I don't think she wanted to engage. I think she just wanted to rant every time he tried to say anything. She just confronted him. However, this has just gone being shit, to be totally honest, to put it straight. Like this has just been a Fine Gael fanboy, to be totally honest. In other words, to be totally honest with you, like. He's not he's looking for something. He's looking for votes for Fine Gael. She's not. She's looking for help in her life because it's a difficult job being a care assistant for people with disabilities, etc. He's looking for votes. He has to own these votes, and she's just telling him what he's done in office since he got there. That he's done nothing. He's done nothing for anybody. Fine Gael is good for nothing. It's simple that he's coming looking for an answer. He's looking for votes. He's looking for a few votes for the Fine Gaels. So at the end of the day, this woman's perfectly entitled. So I don't see, even if she wanted to rant on, etc., if she talked for an hour to him, and give out fuck to him for an hour, she's entitled to do so because this woman's paying his taxes. Simon Howes is sitting in Dáil every day doing fuck all. This woman's actually going out and doing the hard work, looking after an elderly woman or looking after a child with disabilities and getting fuck all basically for it. And he's a multi-millionaire and she's probably struggling to pay her bills. So I don't know what kind of thing is Rory smoking here, but he's entitled to his opinion, of course, it's a free country. But I do think he has to read the room. Like any reasonable person would see this and be like, I'm not going to be voting for you again in the election anyway. But I think this is defended the undefensible. As it was that, to be totally honest. And I know he has to be blocked, but but generally I have to say to him, he's entitled to his opinion. It's a free country. But yes, I don't agree with him in the nicest possible terms. I don't agree with him. Simple as that, because it's plain to be seen. And again, it's like night and day basically looking at the video. We'll go back in a second. Hello, Tony. Hello, Val. How are you doing? Sorry, I missed probably a lot of stuff there. Yeah, Simon Howes, like, hopefully he gets the boot, Simon Howes, like, 100% hopefully he does. Because, again, after that particularly, I don't think there's any comeback. Yeah, that's for Mrs. Brown's boys. Yeah, he's a Fine Gael now, obviously. But, yeah, no, I don't know what to say. But, again, he's entitled to his opinion. I'm not shouting him down for his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. But I'm just saying the vast majority of Irish people don't agree with him, I'm sure, in that. Like, any reasonable person, I think, wouldn't agree with him. But at the end of the day, it's a free country. He's entitled to it, But I'm just pointing it out, too, that I don't see it that way, and other people don't see it that way. I'm all good, thank you. I'm all good, 100%. Yeah, so but I still can't get over, to be totally honest, that Simon Howes did something like that. But he knew he was fucked straight away. Like, you've seen the photo on the community post. He knew he was fucked. Like, he generally knew straight away. And in fairness, though, they actually did something for good. It's something good for once. Like, they actually put it up on their Twitter account and stuff like that. So they actually did it. Like, they actually done some journalists for once in their life. And this is going to be no doubt about it. Fine Gael is going to lose votes over this. Be no doubt about it. I'm not so sure about Simon Howes, he could lose his seat. But be no doubt that, definitely Fine Gael is going to lose votes over it. Because the reaction straight away, I seen it as soon as it was posted at an OT, on the OT Twitter account. But straight away, there was an instantaneous reaction. And when you see that, people are really, really just very upset about it. And so rightly so. Like, nobody can argue with that. So rightly so. Because it's just plain, arrogance from Simon Howes. Just the plainest. You couldn't find a better video to explain the arrogance of these politicians. You couldn't find it. Yeah, I hear like yeah, but Helmac, I wouldn't. That's another one that you wouldn't be able to answer any questions, etc., etc. I'm off to mass to pray for the man. Yeah, no, 100. But you're off to it now. Well, take care. That's all. Have a good rest of your night. Say a prayer for us too when you're there too. Um, you might have to say a prayer for poor Simon too, because he might have to find another job. He might have to go and work at McDonald's or something after this. Hopefully, because hopefully he gets the boot. Um, so just talking about this. So speaking about confronting politicians, etc., etc. Am I still showing this? Yes, Sam. I can't show the video here, obviously, and all that. But just to basically, this man was asking Marilyn McDonald, and he's not. He's probably man in his 60s. I'm sure probably people have seen this. But as you can see, all the cameras, like there's a million of cameras, people were fighting about. Like it is very frightening. Imagine this man or this woman in the situation with just maybe 20 cameras around you, pointing at you. And particularly that because I think they're trying to in numbers. You know the way in numbers, you're more afraid to say something compared to if there's only say the politician and somebody else. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to probably bully people from saying anything. But in fairness to this man, he does say about the immigration problem, and he says about all the places he's been around the world over the years, and he was saying stuff and stuff. Even though the wife didn't agree with him at the video, she probably didn't want him to say it. But Mary Lou McDonald basically had no answers. But at least in fairness, to give Mary Lou this too, it was better than Simon House. She literally stood with him for a minute and a bit. So in fairness, she did. In fairness, she did. She didn't just run away, for the hills as soon as she didn't have an answer. But in fairness, she did waffle on and waffle and waffle. But at least she stood there for a second and listened to the man instead of taking off at 100 miles an hour. You know, so in fairness to Mary Lou and that, I give her that. I give credit where credit's due. But yeah, so politicians are getting very tough questions handed to them. I'm sure people have probably seen the video. Now we'll go into the next one. We're going to talk for a second. So this is to do with. So this is, I think, a journalist. I'm not too sure. It's not a full democracy if women are not allowed to vote, and there's a lot of angles you could approach this with, as well as in talking about it. But in my opinion, and I do think democracy itself. Like at the end of the day, you have to own the right, particularly if you're coming from another country. You have to own the right to vote, basically, in this country. If you're from Timbuktu, say for example, you have to own the right to vote. You just don't get it handed to you. You have to contribute to the society, etc., etc. And and that's what I take. In my personal opinion, no people might disagree with me, but I do think that you have to contribute to society. Basically, you have to be an Irish citizen, etc., etc. You have to do that. So that's what I think. So I don't agree with that, but I don't know. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. But I don't know. Again, the only thing I'd say is I think Irish citizens, whoever's an Irish citizen, is entitled to vote. I don't think people that just come off, like in any reasonable country, anybody that just turned up for a few months shouldn't get the right to vote. As simple as that. Unless you're an Irish citizen. That's in my opinion. It's the same in any country. Unless you're a citizen of the country. Again, if you get citizenship, you're there for 10 years, 20 years, etc., etc. The country. Take, for example, Finland's a good example. You have to be 10 years or so in the country. It's more than 10 years, it's 12 years or 13 years or something like that now. But after 13 years, if you walked your way in Finland, etc., to get citizenship and you learn Finnish, etc., you do have the right, in my opinion, you would have the right to vote, etc., because you become a citizen of Finland, take for example. It's the same here, it should be. In any reasonable country, it should be. That's just my opinion. I know people might disagree, but that's just my opinion. Uh, I think everybody agrees. Give me a second. Sorry. Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Uh, give me a second. Sorry, I thought there was cameras was there. There was somebody at the door. No, it's just a person. It's a neighbor person. I thought it was cameras. I was going to be like, oh yes, that's great. Um, because I literally only had two canvases around. That's all I had. So nobody's coming around to me for some reason. So apologies for that. Just one that no, it's a neighbour woman, so it's all right. It's 100%. No, that's what I thought. I was looking at the time. I was thinking maybe it's canvases. No, it's a neighbour woman. Look. Um, yeah, well, I don't. People can argue about the European elections. If you're a European citizen, you can vote. Like say you're from Poland, you're voting the European elections. Maybe I don't mind about that. Maybe, but I don't think Dáil Éireann elections and local county elections they should be like people who are not citizens shouldn't be voting. Suppose that. That's my opinion. Again, that's what I take. But again, that's democracy. Whatever. I suppose I had to go to the polls if ever did something like that happen. But I don't know. Um, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless you go there for a long time, I don't think you should just turn up and here's the vote. Here you're allowed to vote. Uh, I don't think so. That's what I think. Uh, like I didn't like. You suppose if you use that thing, like say for example, when I went over to Finland on holidays, even though it had the European election that time, I could have went and voted. Just turned up and got a vote. But it doesn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way. And I don't think in any reasonable country you do that. Um, I don't even think there's a country in the world that would actually do that. Uh, Maybe there is. I don't know. Hello, everyone. I know I said there's a load of people here. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm probably rambling on. Uh, but I'm sure we would all agree in that. I hope everybody's well too. I hope everybody's a good Saturday. And see, so I just want to briefly touch on this. So this is a Fianna Fáil candidate. It's pretty much the same as the Green Party candidate that was for housing. Fianna Fáil Offaly candidate defends objection to 102 new homes in Balkanstown site beside his house. So this seems to be a trend going around the country. In the Green Party, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, every party seems to be. So they all say about we need more houses. Like this fellow he'd be here saying, "Oh, I watch those students would be asking, what are you going to do? I can't afford a house," and he'd be saying, "I'm going to fight for houses for you," and then straight away turns around and objects to them because it's beside his house. It's quite insane stuff. Because I bet you if we looked it up now, if we generally looked it up now, and asked, did he object? Did he say in his campaign we want more social houses? That we want houses? Like he would have said 100 times, yes, we need more houses, we need to build more quicker, etc., etc. So, and he's looking for votes, on that. Particularly, so Fianna Fáil's policies, we're going to build isn't it 30,000 homes or something like that a year, or something like that, up to 350,000, something like that. That's fair. Now, don't quote me in the numbers now, particularly, but I don't think doing objecting to it because it's beside your house, it's going to help. But obviously, you have the entitlement to object to anything. Every citizen has the right to object to a project, etc., so beside their property on the town. But I think it's double standard saying that we need more houses, and then in the next breath saying I'm objecting to houses. It's the same with the Green Party fellow. He wanted the houses. He asked for the houses to be built and then objected to them because it was inside his house. Doesn't make any sense, but I know. Oh, was Piers Morgan on later? I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it actually. I didn't even know he was on a late show. But I hope everybody's well. Sorry, I hope everybody's doing well this Saturday. Was it so? This I talked about this in the video. Like this is I don't know really what to make of it. I don't think anybody knows what to make of this. So the Minister for Education described an opportunity for as teacher shortage. I don't know what number 40 smoking. Like to be totally honest, I don't know what she's smoking anytime. But I don't know about opportunity. A teacher shortage. As many people point out, what's the opportunity? Who's benefiting? Like children are sitting in classes with no teachers, getting taught nothing, and basically they're going to school for nothing, basically. And she's called this an opportunity. Like an opportunity for what? Like opportunity for which? Like, who's making it? What? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like generally, normal 40 doesn't make any sense in general. But in general, like how does this even make any sense? An opportunity. What's an opportunity with no teachers to teach the children? That's what's going to school to get taught, and the parents are paying for it. And it's an opportunity because teachers are not there. It just doesn't make any sense. Like she didn't even put anything else to it as an opportunity because we could get better teachers or something like that. She didn't use that. She just like as an opportunity, and you're just like, what in the name of God are you smoking? Because generally. She didn't. She just basically said this, and that was it, and nobody can find her now. Because that's the usual thing with number 40. She says something, then disappears, and then you can't find her. I don't know what to say to you, but I generally don't know. But like, if you're in Kerry too and you vote for this woman, I hate to tell you, but the West has fallen if you do vote for Norma Foley, because I don't want to be telling you what to do, but Norma Foley, like, look at her track record. I don't. If I went into it now, I'd be here for an hour, basically. But yes, I don't know what to tell you about this one. I generally don't. An opportunity. Imagine that. It's an opportunity that there's no teachers in the school. You know. Yeah, no, I just don't know what to say. Like, I wouldn't mind if she added another statement to it, but that's all she said as an opportunity. That's it. That's it. Like, what an opportunity for what? Like, please explain. Like that's all. Like, and again, this is one homophobic. She just says something and then doesn't clarify or anything. Like, poor Ben Scallon has these. I'm sure I like Ben Scallon should get a bravery award, should get the Medal of Honor, to be totally honest, in the United States. Like, generally listening to Norma Foley, like he had to listen to Norma Foley and ask her hundreds of millions of times about the same thing over and over again because she wouldn't answer the question. So in fairness to Ben Scallon, the Medal of Honor should be given to him because he like, generally she makes you want to literally jump off a cliff because she just generally won't answer a question. Like, if you asked her what color the sky was, she go in and in detail about what a cloud is, etc., etc. She wouldn't answer what the question you put to her. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, but the other side too is like children don't go to school to be taught nothing. Like, it's important too for a child to develop. I'm not talking about into making them learn sex education, etc., etc. But I'm just talking about maths and English and like that kind of stuff because you do need maths. Like, I often need to use maths, etc., etc. So it is important. Again, I'm sure you and I we're paying for an education system. Our children deserve to get a good education system. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure you would agree in that. Like, they deserve it. Uh, um, because a lot of parents send the children to school, etc., to get a good job, etc. It's no good if there's no teachers. Like, when I was in secondary school before I left the last year, leaving sort, would you believe, we had a course and it was to do with career guidance, etc., some kind of thing like that. Uh, and the teacher was pregnant, right? The guidance counselor was pregnant, and she was on maternity leave, etc. And basically, long story short, we had teachers, substitute teachers. We had nobody teaching us. We had literally nobody teaching us. So we were there literally all year having to do things ourselves because there was no teacher to teach us. And the teacher that was looking after us, the substitute teacher, wasn't qualified in that. So they couldn't get a teacher to help us in career guidance. Um, so that's what happened. So only for us getting predicted grades, I suppose. Everybody in my class got predicted grades because that was the time, predicted grades. But only for that we would have been fucked. Except for that. All of us, we would have been fucked in career guidance, etc., course. But that's what happened, and it's happening now. Um, that's the thing. Oh yeah, but it is important too. At the end of the day, too, it is important. No, it is. Like, to add up different things, etc. So it is important. It's an important thing to have, and to know the basics. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he did say something to the editor of Grip Media. He did say something about. Uh, I know probably maybe we get around to talking about it. I wasn't that fond of what he said, particularly the other day about it. Not Ben Scallon or Grip Media in general, but the editor. Um, we get into it some other time because it's a long stuff. We have 100, as you can see in top, we have a lot of stuff to get through. We get to that some other time. I suppose it makes sense. But I'm just to make it clear, I'm not really happy what he said the other day, the editor in chief of Grep Media. But in fairness, Ben Scallon, only for Ben Scallon, one thing about Ben Scallon, and the one thing about Grep Media, uh, Hello, Henderson. I keep saying your name, but how are you doing? But the one thing with Ben Scallon and Grip Media, like you could see the fear in Fianna Fáil. You can see the fear when he pulls up to ask them a question. Like they're generally very scared. Like you can generally see it in the face when Ben Scallon asks them a question. Like, they're generally shitting themselves. Like they generally, and that's what they should be doing. You know, when a journalist comes up to them, because they just generally don't know what he could say. And many times he literally like ruin them basically. What he's at, you know. So in fairness to Ben Scallon, you know, he's a good journalist. You know, so if we had journalists like that in every media company in Ireland, you know, we would be a better country by now. Uh, no, well, she only had one child now, but she was on maternity leave. It was the worst possible timing. But the fact of the matter was, there was no other teachers for career guidance. Imagine that. And literally, the principal, the deputy principal, I was very fond of I knew the deputy principal in my old secondary school very well. She was a great woman. Um, But she even said it straight out to me. There's literally nobody they can get. Literally nobody. Literally nobody. Look, they put advertisements in outside of Cavan. They went to Dublin and looked for career guidance teachers, too, the teachers, to try and get it. Because it was the leaving sort, too. And there was nobody. They literally couldn't get teachers. So they couldn't get them. They couldn't get teachers that were qualified in career guidance. So simple as that. They couldn't do it. So imagine that if there wasn't predicted grades, we would have been fucked. And again, this is probably happening now still. Uh, am I missing out? We had a teacher who knew how to get the game the system. And then we played them again, yeah. Uh, like I often had teachers that would, but a lot of teachers I had, like only had one child, etc., etc. But the fact there was nobody to replace them, that's the point I'm making. Like, take for example, that career guidance was nobody could find. They had literally to go outside of Cavan to go to Dublin, and they couldn't find teachers. And they basically to go all over the country, and they couldn't find one that was fully qualified in career guidance. You know, so take for example that subject. And the same with many teachers we had for maths. Take for example, they were sick or they had something on. There was no teacher to replace them because there was no teachers qualified. Like when I started school in first year in secondary school, um, they used to have teachers. You know, they used to have some spare teachers to call in when the teacher was sick or was on maternity leave or something like that. But when I got to the last 2 years of my schooling in secondary school, there was none of that basically. There was random teachers coming from all over the country, to teach it. Like, there was one teacher, and I feel sorry for. She had to come all the way from Waterford to teach in Cavan for 2 days because the teacher was away. Like she had to come up twice, 2 mornings from Waterford up to Cavan to teach. Like I felt sorry for her. And she's only a young teacher. She's probably gone. That's the worst thing about now. Because we were talking again, we used to talk. Our class used to always talk to the teachers, etc., etc. Like we always used to talk to them, saying, "How did you become a teacher?" etc., etc. And stuff like that. Because it was this kind of subject we didn't really do much because there was no teacher, and she was basically just there to look after us. And generally, all of them were very nice. And again, this poor woman too. She's probably away now because very young at the time. She's probably only barely a few months qualified as a teacher. And she's probably a very young teacher too. But I felt sorry for having to come all the way from Waterford up to Cavan for 2 days to teach. Um, Especially when she was only saying she's not that long driving too. So it must have been very hard to, get from Waterford to Cavan because it's a fair journey. It's not like up the road. Especially if you're only a young driver too, it's not an easy journey to make. But yeah, you can really I could go on and on and on. Um, uh, yeah, we talked about that too. So we're going to go to Grip Media for a second. So a judge in a case in Dublin has said Tepperbow area Dublin's become violent in the past, a post-apocalyptic place. Like they describe that as a post-apocalyptic place. Like imagine tourists coming here and hearing this as a post-apocalyptic place, because that's the majority of people that's going to Tepperbow. They're going to the pub to be scammed, pretty much. Um, you know, this is not that's it's not good. Basically, hearing this from the capital city of Ireland, it's not good for tourists, etc. It's a no-go area for people. Like, we've come to this point as a country where there's literally no-go areas, and unfortunately, the way it's still now, there's no-go areas in this country that people are afraid to go down. It's a sad state of affairs. It genuinely really is, and especially our capital city, and a city, and particularly one of the most famous areas, I suppose, in the city. And this is the result, and it's not good enough. It generally isn't good enough because imagine all the tourists seeing this and saying, "Oh, I always wanted to go to Dublin, but it's too dangerous." And it is, and I will admit it is far too dangerous. Nearly for anybody to be in Dublin at the moment, to be totally honest. Um, it's just it's a sad state of affairs. Because back in 2004, Ireland was known as one of the safest countries in the European Union. And all of a sudden now one of the like Dublin literally worse than Chicago, to be told, and it generally is. Um, it's just generally that bad. It's insane. Again, that's the same thing, but it's generally that bad. Like when I was in Dublin that time before I went to Finland, when I went on Connaught Street, I didn't go to Tepa Bow, but take for example, around the Connaught Street and Grafton Street there. And I didn't. I had to play spot the guard. I'd never seen one guard all the time. Was there for nearly half an hour in the main city centre. Never seen one guard about basically. So I don't know whether they are out. They're like the TDs. You don't find them. You can't find them. But if you dare misgender somebody, you're gone. You're done for. They turn up out of the blue. But as I say, that time I was mighty shocked. There should be at least. Well, I should have come across at least one guard somewhere. Especially because literally Dublin is a very dangerous place. I didn't feel safe when I was in Dublin at that time, to be totally honest. And I'm literally only an hour away from Dublin. So I wouldn't want to see a tourist coming over here, wanting to spend money, wanting to see Ireland, and, not feel safe. Not a good feeling. I'm sure you would agree. Spending money on a plane and coming over here on accommodation and then coming to Dublin and not feeling safe and afraid to go outside your hotel room. It's not a good reputation, not a reputation we should be allowing to happen. Hello, Gordon. Sorry, did I say hello to you earlier on? I don't know that. Like, yeah, as I said, Gordon too. It's a perfect example. Yeah, the Gardaí are the police, the national police over there. Gardaí are the police. That's what we call them over here. The Gardaí are the police force of Ireland, yeah. Keepers of the peace in Irish, in other words. Like that's what if you ever come to Ireland, that's the guards. They're basically the police, yeah. I'm what? No, yeah. Oh, no. I meant to say in Irish is keepers of the peace. That's what the Gardaí mean. On Garda Síochána is the keepers of the peace. So, but yeah, there's nobody on Garda Síochána left. But I want to bring your attention to this. I talked about this with the missing care. We brought them up earlier on, actually. So, children snatched from Tuesday's care homes and forced into the next bit is self-explanatory, but very shocking stuff in the newspaper this morning about it. And we all know it's happened. We have to admit it. Like, where were these children that disappeared? And Wardrug Gorman, where's the children, Wardrug? People should be asking them. Because nobody knows. Unfortunately, we don't know. Simple as that. But this is probably the most likely thing that's happening. That they're being trafficked, etc., etc. And it must be, because where else would they be? Simple as that. And in fact, there's no answers. Wardrug Gorman has nothing to say about it. He has literally nothing to say. There's nothing that's been said about it. Like, it should be one of the main topics in the country at the moment. Where are these children? Can we find these children? Where are they, Wardrug? Tell us. Because Wardrug Gorman must have some idea where these children are. He couldn't be that, detached from reality. He couldn't be. So, where are the children? We need to find out. Because, again, this is pretty shocking. Like, again, this is pretty shocking stuff. Like, just reading through some of it. It's pretty shocking stuff. And it goes through some details from before. And stuff like that. It's pretty shocking, especially in the first world country. This is still happening in Ireland, in 2024. It's a disgrace, and the fact that the Minister for Children has nothing to say about it, like generally hasn't said anything about it. Like, he should be out every day of the week saying, I'm doing everything possible. I'm moving heaven and earth to get these children safely home. But nothing to say, just all forgotten. And the same with the media. Like, this should be the front page of the newspaper here. Where are the children, Wardrug? That should be the question. Where are they? Tell us. That should be the first. Should be literally the first thing in the newspaper, because it's that important. Again, especially to do with children, it's very important that they're found. Watch the profile documentary. Which is that now? I've probably seen hundreds of stuff documentaries. I've probably seen it. I can't remember. See, I've seen so much today. It's hard to remember it. Oh, you talking about Tommy Robinson's film? No, you're hardly talking about that. Oh no, that's what's that called then? Like, I've seen a bit of it. I can't remember what it's called, but I've seen a bit of it back a while ago. Yeah, Stockholm is dangerous. Like Stockholm and Dublin would be the nothing to do with Tommy. Okay, I'm thinking something else. Then no, never mind. I probably like I often see documentaries and stuff like that, but I'm useless for names. That's the totally answer. I'm useless for names for remembering documentaries. Um, so what I put up a video the other day about independent Ireland. Uh, oh, it's a documentary on Netflix. Yeah, that I didn't see it yet. I didn't see it. I thought you were talking about on Twitter. So that's okay. No, I never would see it, and I don't watch Netflix. I used to watch it when I was back maybe 4 years ago. Never since then I really watched it. uh, don't watch it. I don't have Netflix. I used to subscribe to Netflix there 4 years ago, but not now. So I don't think I ever see it. If it was on Twitter or YouTube, I would see it. I know. I thought we were talking about something on Twitter. That's what I thought we were talking about. So this is from Kieran Maloney. Now this is the fellow that was supposed to be independent for independent Ireland. He was a broadcaster for 30 years. Um, and was supposed to be against the establishment, but then joined Fianna Fáil, So I don't get you. But, long story short, Councillor Schofield is resigned from Independent Ireland. Uh, so I don't know we have no information why he resigned. What's the story? We don't know yet. There's nothing really said, but we know he resigned. So this is one of the prominent councillors, I suppose, in Independent Ireland. So this is a bad show straight away. For before the election that the councillor has resigned, and he's seeking election to Dáil Éireann, and he's going as an independent. So this is a very bad sign for independent Ireland, to be totally honest. I already put up a video saying my opinion on what I take, particularly Kieran Maloney. I don't like him. Lucky I went to Finland at the time because I would have given him number one in the European election if I was here, and I generally would be very disgusted now if I did that. Because so lucky I did go to Finland at that time, because I would have been ashamed to say that I give Kieran Maloney my number one. And so I probably would have at the time. But I didn't know he was going to go off and join Fianna Fáil's group in the European Union. I didn't know that. And I wouldn't have voted for him if I knew that. And I didn't vote for him technically because I wasn't here. So that's the one saving grace. Because I would be very pissed to be told if I give him my number one and said, here you are, Kieran. I want you to represent me in Europe, even though I don't really care much about the European Union, like the European establishment in Brussels. But I would be very pissed right now if that was me. But long story short, I know people that voted for him and they're not very happy with him. People are not very happy with this fellow particularly. Because they basically went into bed with Fianna Fáil. Now, Michael Collins and stuff, as I said in the Finland, he's a good TD. He's not that bad, Michael Collins. But, this Kieran Maloney really destroyed them. Like, really destroyed the independent Ireland. And that's the reason why I wouldn't be giving them my number one. Shane P. O'Reilly here on Cavan is one for independent Ireland. I wouldn't give it to him. I wouldn't give him number one if my life depended on it. Just because of this betrayal by Kieran Maloney. Simple as that. And it's simple as that. And, if I hear what happened to this councillor, was he forced out? What happened? I suppose we don't know. We know he's tendered his resignation, but we don't know. Was it because he didn't agree with it? We don't know yet. We find out, I suppose. But just wanted to bring you that, just to let you know about that. Do you like anime? No, I wouldn't be that fond of anime. So yeah, I haven't watched Netflix in Doctor Years, like 4 years ago. Yeah, like Tommy Robinson, as I said, we shouldn't have anything to do with Tommy Robinson, to do that. That's to be totally honest. That's my opinion on it. But again, Muslims. Yeah, but this is instead of like Islamic you're talking about, it's the state literally doing it's toothless the state agency. It's the state literally trafficking children, to be totally honest. That's literally what's happening at the moment. So I get what you're saying. I've seen stuff like that, documentaries, what you're talking about. I've seen it before on Twitter, etc. Not particularly what you're talking, but I've seen other documentaries and other videos about it. I get what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to say. I understand what you're saying. I can say very little on YouTube about it, but I get it. Just to say I know what you're saying. I get you. What's that? If that makes any sense, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um, bothered. Excuse me. We probably will get it, but I don't know. I'm waiting for City Skylines too. I played Red Dead. I played the two Red Dead Redemptions, but we'll see what happens. I suppose I'm waiting for City Skylines too, and that'll be probably the next thing we play. But see, at the moment in time, I couldn't play anything. You know, like he made an apology, but the only reason why he did it, Brian, we all know it, because people have seen it. Too many people have seen it, and he couldn't really push it under the carpet, and he knew he'd lose a lot of votes. So that's the only reason why. Like you could see in the video, I'm sure everybody could see. He didn't give a shit, Simon Harris. He didn't care. The only reason why he cares is because he got caught and everybody seen him, and everybody called him out for it. Like literally everybody. You know, so and rightly so. Kim Maloney went, yeah, to join the independent group. As I say, that's the reason why I would have voted them number one. And that, this is the thing about Kim Maloney. Imagine me giving, if I only thought I was in Finland at the time, I would have given my number one in European election if I was here. I say that because there was no really other candidates that was in my area that I would have given my number one to. Right. But I would have been better off nearly voting for Fianna Fáil than voting for Kim Maloney. Because basically you would have got the same thing anyway. You would have got another Fianna Fáil, basically. And then he went and apologised to OT after he got elected. It beggars belief. Yeah. And saying I'm for the countryside and all that. Hello, Lenny. How are you doing? I'm not bad. How are you? Hope we're well this evening. Oh, yeah, the new Mafia game. When the new Mafia game comes out, Only, we probably might play a bit of that. We see how we get on. That's all I can say at the moment. Like, see if I had plenty of time. See if I wasn't working during the week. Like, say if I wasn't working. Say I was in college or something like that, I would have more time to spend doing things. But see, particularly during the week and stuff like that, you're at work, you come home, in the evening time, you have other things, you have to get your dinner and stuff. Like it takes up time. It's hard to build. It's hard to fit all in, if that makes any sense. Like I'm really finding now, like I'm literally all the time either making videos or looking up social media or watching stuff, and you can probably see it in my eyes, like I'm pretty tired and getting really not much sleep these last nights because there's just that much going on. It was different probably back a few years ago because it was at school, etc., etc. I had a bit more time in my hands, but not so much now. It's quite difficult. Like I want to start Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I want to do the Irish bit of it, but you'll be there for 90 years. Like it take literally 2 years for me to finish it. I'm only on the PS3. I'm behind the times. Oh, well, the PS3 is still a good console. Still holds up. Still a good. It's a good console. It still does the trick. Particularly the old Call of Duties. I was playing the old Call of Duties a few months ago on the PS3. It's good. You don't need PS Plus. Like take for example, my PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. You need PS Plus to pay online. On the PS4, 3, there you go. Play away. You don't have to pay anything. And that's the good thing. And the old Call of Duties too, classic stuff. And we all agree that's classic times, best portion of gaming. The old Call of Duties, the classic Call of Duties. Not so much nowadays where they just pump out filth. Hello, Little England. How are we doing? Sorry. I don't know, but the old Call of Duties were the best. That's what I think. And the old games were the best too. Like the Simpsons Hidden 1, 2, and the PS2, classic. Like they couldn't make games nowadays as good as them. Like generally. Yeah, he's always won away. See, anybody ask anybody anything, any politician, I'd always won away. Like that's what they do. Like he didn't worse than one away. Like he basically shot himself in the foot. Like it's not going to go well with him basically because people are not very happy, and so rightly so. But that year, PS2, PS3, like they were the true era in gaming. Yeah, so I wouldn't blame you, Lenny, to be on the PS3 because the modern games that's coming out, like the Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it's kind of soulless. I didn't play it, but I've seen videos of it. It's kind of just the same Call of Duty every year now. Back in the day with the old Call of Duties, the really like World of War is, like you go to World of War Black Ops 1, amazing, 100%, like amazing. They couldn't do better. They like generally the best of the best. I know I'm talking about politics now and gaming, but no, I can't tell you how good the old PS3, etc. The games and that were amazing. The original Red Dead Redemption 2, etc. Amazing stuff. Red Dead Redemption 1, I know too. We don't have original Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, like take for example the new Saints Row, like Saints Row 2, PS3, classic. Yeah, classic stuff. Saints Row 2, classic, never better Saints Row. And then they released the Saints Row reboot, and it basically the whole company blew up basically because they released it. Like the games, like they were just made better back years ago. Like they're just generally well, like the Simpsons hitting one stuff like that. You couldn't make them nowadays. You generally couldn't because they're that great. You know, get the Wonder Man and those good. Yeah, they get the Wonder moves on as soon as anybody asks them questions. Sorry if I'm missing some questions to say. I know because see the problem with this computer. I don't know why is the problem, but I can't scroll up. You see the way I can't. It doesn't give me an option to scroll up for some reason. Don't know why. It never gives me an option. Like I can't see past this part. If that makes any sense. So I have to kind of be quick. Hello, I cannot pronounce that name, but how are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Um, Resident Evil 1. Yeah, I know Metal Gear Solid. It was a good game, Metal Gear Solid. All the Metal Gears are good. So I never played really Resident. I probably played one Resident Evil. Uh, I played a good few games in my time. Oh, you mean the Simon Howes? Yeah. He pretty much thought of us in the NPC, really, in a GTA game or something like that. That's pretty much what he thought in his head. That's what he thinks about you and me, the peasants, the NPCs, living rent free in his head, basically. Because that's what they seem to take, the politicians. Anyway, we move on. So, I'm sorry about what happened on for a long time about gaming. I know people want me to get on with the political issues, but I just want to relive memory lane for a second. So, I made a video about this yesterday. So, as I said earlier on, there was a discussion in the Northern Sound with Matt Carty, etc., the councillor for Fine Gael about the closure of Mullen Hospital. Now, this happened a good while ago, it's not today or yesterday. But at the moment, Mullen Hospital has no A&E, so basically you have to come to Cavan to get emergency treatment. And obviously that's a fair few. First of all, you have to wait for the ambulance. If the ambulance takes 2 hours to get to you, you'd be nearly dead, basically. And then obviously getting to Cav to go to a hospital in Mullen at the moment. Because it's just generally that bad. Not to mention getting the bed. Pretty much the same thing. But this is the thing. I don't think Councillor David Maxwell has a leg to stand on, because Fine Gael have been in government for the last 14 years, and Fine Gael overseen the closure of Mullen Hospital. So I don't know what Fine Gael are saying about fighting for Mullen. I know people could argue with the head of Humphreys, maybe, but I don't know about Fine Gael saying, "Oh, we're fighting for Mullen." You're fighting for a long time. 14 years is a long time to be fighting to get a hospital, the A&E open again. You have to probably fight harder to get the A&E open. If you're fighting 14 years for something and you haven't got it yet, even though Fine Gael has been government for the last 14 years, I wouldn't mind doing the opposition. But talk is cheap, I suppose, too. Yeah, that pretty much is it, David. Yeah, it pretty much is. Like, they do take away NPCs. Of Amazon. Oh, well, good, yeah. 200 extra games. Jesus, that's a lot. 2020. Yeah, them mode used to have hundreds of games on me. Yeah, I remember having a few of them. I don't have them now. I don't know where they are. But I remember having some who used to plug into the telly and stuff. We'd be playing it. Like, it was class stuff. So we all know about this storm that came here. It wasn't that bad in Cavan. It was bad along the coast. But this is a video in Donegal now. I know this is fucked. But basically, as you see here, this is a car here. So basically, the water's up literally to the roof. And as I said before, I know this is along the coast in Donegal. There's not really much you probably can do about the floods because it's along the coast. But still, as I said, if the rivers were cleaned out, not the sea, but the rivers and the drains, because I presume if you went along the street before this flood, the drains were probably all covered and fall up to the top and stuff. And so the water had nowhere to go. Now, I'm not saying all this water, drains couldn't cope with that, but it might have helped the problem a bit. Not by much, but a bit. If the drains were unclogged, etc., and the rivers were cleaned out, the local rivers, etc. But some serious damage done in this part of Donegal. Because again, as I say, it's a lot of water. But as I say, the drains probably wouldn't have done any good anyway. It was just one of those things where I don't think anybody could have really done anything. But obviously, hopefully they get compensated all the people's houses that damaged and the businesses, etc., etc. So hopefully they will be compensated. But I presume they will be compensated because there's an election coming up, and it'd be terrible if they didn't compensate them for this. And obviously there was loads of snow in other parts of England. Not so much here, but there was snow in other parts of England and all that. So, we get to this just in 2 seconds because that's another whole story. Yeah, it was snowing here the last few days, but it didn't stick much. In other parts of Ireland, in Mayo, it was just a ton of snow. It was just a fuck ton of snow. But in Cavan, there was literally no snow. It's about 2 centimeters. Fuck all, yeah. But obviously, with the election just literally around the corner, we'll probably have to do something. Hopefully so, but it was a lot of water. As you seen there, it's a good bit of water. And there was a lot of heavy rain across the country too. There was heavy rain here this morning at one stage. But again, as I said to you before, if the drains were unclogged and the rivers were cleaned out, like the river here that's in Butler's Bridge here, hasn't been cleaned out in donkey's years. Like there's branches probably lying somewhere. There's clogging up the water, and there's leaves stuck in the rivers, etc., etc. If we clean the rivers out, the water will have somewhere to go because it's stopping the water, from flowing freely. And that's the thing. The same with the drains. Like you go to any town at the moment, your local town, all the drains are clogged up to the last, and there's nowhere for the water to go. If the drains were unclogged, there'd be somewhere for the water to go. In this situation now in Killybegs, I would say, I don't think any because there's that much water. I don't think the drains could hold it. To be totally honest, but it might have helped a bit if it was, if that makes any sense to you. There's an American guy on YouTube. I forgot his name, but he makes just clearing flood drains in floods and relaxing. Satisfying to watch. I don't know of him. I probably maybe seen it. I don't know. But in this country now, if you went and done that, like say if an only Joe opened the drain on the road, they probably would go mad because they tell the local council people on the roads nowadays not to go near them because of insurance reasons. That's what they say, and then not even that too. They don't have the manpower to clean them out. You know. Oh, I didn't see. No, I didn't see that. No, Lenny. Sorry, excuse me. Tourism. No, I didn't see it though. I don't see. See, I'm not into movies that much. Like I know people like who used to go to my school literally would be able to tell you every movie that's coming out at the moment. But I only kind of pay attention every once in a while to the movies. Like back 4 years ago, I used to be watching movies a bit more if that makes any sense. Like nowadays, I don't really get much time to watch movies and stuff. Like usually, you find me watching YouTube videos, etc., etc. That's usually my my movies. Oh, you're talking about yeah. I think I know what you're saying. It was a young woman, wasn't it? Oh, you're back. You did, yeah. Am I thinking of that? No, I heard something about something like that. Actually, coming to think of it, there was a woman that was kidnapped during the troubles, wasn't it? I might be thinking of something else entirely, completely. But I heard something, not too much about it, but I heard something about that. Yeah, like back years ago, the council people used to be digging trenches in land, etc., for the water to run into. But nowadays they don't do that because of insurance, etc., etc. But that's what they used to do back in the day too, for they let the water run like into the trench instead of on the roads. But they can't do that now. See, if you could do these things, it would help a lot. Yeah. But again, you're stopped in every turn from doing it. The one thing is, if the drains were cleared, it might help. But in this case now in Killybegs, I don't think it'll make any difference because of that much water. It probably wouldn't have made any difference whatsoever. A mix of comedy. I probably maybe come across it. I don't know. See, as I say, I'm not that. The last movie I went to see, funny enough, and again, this sounds so stupid, but I went to see Despicable Me. The only reason why I went to see Despicable Me, uh, I just happened to be going by the cinema. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll go in for a few minutes and watch it afterwards, finish work that time. Despicable Me. It was quite funny. You know, not the movie. It was quite funny me going in to watch Despicable Me. And literally, the funniest thing was there was literally nobody else there. You know, I was me on my own, literally there. Literally nobody else. So a whole movie theatre with myself and Cavan watching Despicable Me. It was very funny. It was a great laugh. I know. But the idea, like in the cinemas, just talking about movies. That time I went into the cinema. Right, listen to this. I don't know how much it was for the ticket to go in, but it was a lot of money for the popcorn. I got a bit of popcorn and a drink, and that was about it. And you know the tickets included in the popcorn and the drink. Well, €50, €50 just for a ticket and a small, a medium-sized drink. I think it was a medium-sized drink and a medium-sized popcorn. And they were looking for. It was sorry, beg pardon. It's €52, €52 something for just going into the cinema for an hour and a bit. I think it was. So speak of me. But that, yeah, that's that's what I paid €52 just for Oh, which comment? What comment? Yeah, they probably did delete it because it's not here. Whatever you see, it would pop up here. Like I literally was. I don't think it was deleted. I don't see it here now. If you don't mind posting it again, Brian, I know YouTube can do this sometimes that they delete stuff. As long as it's nothing too bad, like you're not trying to blow up somebody or something like that. Oh, me? You're talking about the weapon? Oh, you're talking about something else? Yeah, okay. I thought you were asking about the music there. Yeah, so I move on to this now. This is probably going to cause some controversy. So this is this journalist that was talking about Micheál Martin buying chocolate. Yes. So this man he said he was very cross. He looks fucking livid. Like he looks like he's about to tell Micheál Martin a new one. Like you can see this poor man here thinks Micheál Martin's going to get killed. Like you can see him here, like literally he's terrified. This man probably gives him shit. Like literally, and like they don't believe in the backwards looking idea of sovereignty. To be totally honest, I would give him shit too if I was there, Micheál Martin. As you see here, he's saying about his wife that is blind. He said he's only getting 270 in the pension a week and carers allowance of 140. He's upset with the €6 increase in the latest budget for carers. What would you get? What would you get for that? That's what he asked Micheál Martin. You can see Micheál Martin's not happy. Like when Micheál Martin's not happy because he goes with the hands. Like that's what Micheál Martin's always like when he gets upset. He's like, we've done this and we've done that and we know that. That's what he does with the hands. And funny enough, you're not like apparently the journalists, the mainstream media. Again, this woman's getting paid by you and me, the taxpayer, for multi radio television sharing. Apparently, you're not allowed to have. There's no such thing as having a debate. Is democracy just ask this woman, particularly this journalist, even more walk? It's the thing about elections and democracy, not about the people having a say, having a choice. This is not really giving them a choice and a voice. That the only Joe gets a voice in who they vote for. I don't think the only Joe gets the voice here. You can't reply. And again, this is the same woman that was literally following Micheál Martin around, worried about what chocolate he was having. And there's no video. I don't think there's any video. We'll look at movies. Just to see, like, this is a journalist. You can see the majority of people, like this man here is terrified because there's people really probably telling him a new one. Like nobody looks very impressed to see him. Like nobody looks very happy to see this man. And to be totally honest, I don't agree with the backwards looking idea of sovereignty. Like nobody looks very impressed. Like this man particularly doesn't look very impressed with him. And to be totally honest, I would agree with you. Like there's no video of it. You think they would put a video out? Like Micheál Martin was touching his knees and toes. Like obviously with the kids, I don't mind that so much because it's funny, I suppose, as a kid. If you're a kid, the Taoiseach still coming in, the Deputy Prime Minister coming in and touching his knees and toes. To be totally honest, and then going in to see a 100-year-old woman, etc., etc. But there's no video of it. You think she would take a video, put it up. But we all know the only reason why they're taking video is because he's getting like this man told him off. But there's no videos of it. But this man probably tore him into next week. Like literally ate him out of it. and rightly so. And they don't want to put it like 100,000 views, and there's no video. So how do we know what was said, etc., etc.? Like this is like these people here look like this woman doesn't look oppressed at all with him. Like nobody looks very happy to see them. Nobody's happy to see them. So you think there'd be videos, but again, that'll be the thing, the same as the T-shirt. They will be afraid to put things out now. Is it snowing? Not now, but it was snowing a bit. It's on the mountains, Ballyconnor, there's a bit of snow, but not that much. Yeah, but this is a journalist of RT now. And the funniest thing is, but since that time where she went out canvassing, you're not allowed to comment. You see the way I click onto this. Say I'm a person, a member of the public. Not take this as an example because it's good to see a tennis club open, etc. But say if I was a member of the public, right, I was a member of the public on Twitter, and I want to give my view on this point, right, and I'm reading through it now, and I'm like, this man here deserves a lot more. He's an elderly man. He's looking after his wife that's blind. He deserves a lot better. He deserves a lot more money than this fucker, because this fucker's on nearly €4,000 a week. As a politician, as Taoiseach, he's on 4,000 something euro a week as the Taoiseach. Because again, the Taoiseach's salary is 200 something thousand euro a year, and this fellow's a TD, so he's not much better. He's getting a big salary too. Like these people wouldn't understand, a person that has to try and manage with 300, and especially look after a wife that's blind. So he doesn't understand. Simple as that. And I bet you any money he probably walked away from it, but there's no video of it, unfortunately. The one thing this man should have done is took a video of it. Because we would have knew, because there's no video. As I said, this journalist won't. You think she'd say he walked away or done this, he done that. But, there's only a picture, because this man, you can see in his face that he's livid, that he's literally eating the head of him. And so rightly so. But again, you're not allowed to say, Micheál Martin should be giving him a bit more money and stuff like that. Democracy not allowed. RT won't forbid democracy. Like this is the thing. This is a journalist. I wouldn't mind if this was an ordinary Joe on the street, but this is radio television sharing that was bailed out by you and me, the taxpayer. We're not allowed to have an opinion on it, unfortunately. Since that time with the chocolate thing, I put up a video about that. But since the time with the chocolate, we wasn't allowed to say anything about it. That's what I think. Like, but I feel sorry for people like him that have to look after a woman and, that's blind, etc., etc. It's not an easy job, and the state doesn't make it any easier for him. Because again, Micheál Martin doesn't have to worry about a thing. He's getting a big salary, and he get a big, huge salary when he retires too. This man has to worry about how am I going to pay the next bill? How am I going to look after my wife? There's no luxury for him. And again, Micheál Martin can just shrug his shoulders. That's all he can do. The same as Simon House. They don't give a shit. Simple as that. Yeah, we'll soon be putting up the Christmas decorations behind me. It's a bit too early now. I was thinking about putting them up yesterday. I literally have them up there. But we wait. We wait for a while. How does that sound? We wait for another while. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're hitting the nail on the head there, Davis. The only reason why, because people are not agreeing with them. Is simple as that. People are not agreeing with people, not like, yes, Micheál Martin's the man of the week. Nobody's saying that. Everybody's saying Micheál Martin is something else. That's more or less to say. So it's not going too well for them. In that regard. Yeah, well, I think they're pretty much done for. Like Simon House put the last nail to the coffin for them yesterday. Like it was already done with Michael O'Leary, but it's really done now, right? Like it's really done. Like Simon House's seat is probably under threat, and Fine Gael themselves. I've seen literally Fine Gael people on Twitter, people that are literally up Fine Gael's hole. Like every day of the week, anything Fine Gael is up Fine Gael. They're the best party ever for the Irish people, and there's some of them now literally like they can't defend it. They're simply like, I probably won't vote for Fine Gael this election because it's as plain as the day is bright. Like the video, he just didn't give a shit whatsoever, and that's just a simple fact. He just didn't give a shit. If there was some banker or some big developer, he'd be all over them. He'd be licking over them. But it's an ordinary Irish working class woman, the same as the majority of people in the country that are voting. It's an ordinary Irish Joe, that's working in care assistant or 9 to 5, and that's the opinion Fine Gael. And as I said to you before, the party of 1%. That's all they are, the party of the 1%. Anybody else, they don't give a shit. It's simple as that. Like, it's just plain and obvious. It's simple as that. That video just basically tells you all you need to know about what Fine Gael thinks about the only Joe. And that's as simple as that. And hopefully they do suffer, and I hope they do. And I can tell you for a fine fact, Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil is not getting my vote. Is not getting my vote. Yes, I seen that. Yeah, on Crime Cup. There's four of them went into a shop, etc. So I don't think they were found yet. No, I don't think they were found. Oh, you have the video on your channel. Yeah, I've seen it on Twitter and stuff like that. They took the charity box and stuff like that. I think it was in the farm. I can't remember where it was. I remember watching it, but to be the 1%, you can't wait to be a long way away because you have to be the developer, a landlord, etc., etc. To be the big high people like Michael O'Leary, etc., etc. You have to be them people to be the 1%, unfortunately. Because see, the worst thing about it is the only Irish Joe like you and me will never be in the 1%, unfortunately. That's the sad way. The person that is working hard, again, the 1% don't do fuck all. The landlords, etc., they take money off people that are working hard. They're killing themselves working to pay the rent. They're making bucks off them. Same with the vulture funds, etc., slaving people more or less, and they're making the money from that. The only Irish Joe has to go out and work a 9 to 5. We have to get up in the morning, go to work hard, do our best, pay our bills. We're fucked over at every turn. These people are getting tax breaks. We're looked after, etc., etc. Irish people are not. The only Irish Joe is not. Yeah, I've seen that in Cavan too. Yeah. There was four of them up in court for, what do you call it? Holding people against the will, whatever that's called. Yeah, that's the. I don't know. Can't think what it's called. Entrapment. Yeah, entrapment. That's the word. Entrapment. Well, AI supercow. Jeez, we don't want that. We don't want AI supercows going around the place. Whereas cow, that's I think he's doing a Simpsons reference. The profile picture is Lenny. He's talking about the Simpsons. I think that's what he's referencing. I think you know that. Anyways, I just felt the need to say that, just in case. I know some people would like, "What's that?" Because it's funny. One time I was making a reference to somebody's profile, and I was making a reference to some show that they had the profile picture. I can't remember what it was, and they thought I was, talking smack to them, but I wasn't talking about. I was talking the show because they didn't. They must have just got it on Google the picture and didn't know what it was and just put it on the profile. And that's what happened. That's back a long time ago now, but it was funny that time because they thought I was talking smack to them, but I was talking about the show. Talking smack. Now, give me a second. Give me a moment. You can we chat among ourselves for a second. I'll let that sound just because I have other things. I have a few other things to get ready here. Well, not get ready, but like to have here for a second. Because there's that much I want to talk about. There's loads of stuff here I want to talk about coming up to the election, but there's too little time. There's too little time to talk about it all. Like I could generally be here 6 hours a day talking about different things, but it's a bit too much. Go into discussions about every little small thing. But I do appreciate everybody being here. Oh, it's Jova. The West has fallen. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a big. It's just, in my opinion, it's just all they're all about the environment. We have to protect the environment and stuff. And these data centers are using the whole electricity of a whole country. Think about that for a second. One data center is nearly using the electricity of the whole country. And these people here that have the data centers, this is the best part of it all. You know yourself. They don't pay any tax. They pay literally nothing here. And they pay literally little to nothing. They get off with murder. It doesn't make any sense. But again, the politicians. The only reason why they exist in this country because they get tax benefits, etc. They don't pay any tax, and the politicians are in with them. Simple as that. They're getting little nudges, brown envelopes, etc., etc. The politicians again, to keep quiet. Here's the money, and all the same. A dirty river, yeah. But the money is allocated to that river in Finland. But the point I was making back then is Sanna Marin, the person behind me, was making the point before even this government, the current government in Finland, was there about protecting this river, putting it under the protection that a legislation drafted to protect more rivers, etc. And the current True Finns government, etc. At the time when she was in government, opposed it. And now they fucked it. It's hundreds of millions a year going to take to clean it up because they didn't vote in favour of the whole plan that time. Yeah, but she was proven right at the end of the day because they have to pay out 170 million to clean up that river. That's how much it's going to cost. And again, all that could have been saved if they just voted for it, that time. Need a moderator for which? What? Protest the environment, but look at the range and look at the money spent on weapons at the same time. But about the environment. I get what you're saying. Hit the like button. Yes, please, if you could. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I don't know. I don't think people believe polls because you remember during the US election, people were saying Kamala, and even I thought myself, the Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were basically neck and neck. It was pretty much like literally as close as it can get. It wasn't as close as it can get, but it wasn't as bad as they said it was going to be. Like, huge amount against Kamala. Like it wasn't going to be like neck and neck. But for sure, some people would say, I don't believe polls, etc. But this is to do with, this is a thing that Ireland votes. So this is to do with who's the best debater. And the majority of people say Paolo Tobin. Now, this is pretty sad for Simon Harris because Simon Harris says, I'm the party for new energy. We're the party for new energy. But that basically went out the door yesterday very quickly. But yeah, long story short, in fairness to Paolo Tobin, he was very good in the last debate. He was very good. He said straight away he wasn't going to go in with Fine Gael or the Green Party. But he did say he was going to go in with Fianna Fáil, which I'm not that happy about, if he did get a chance. But, because Mary Lou McDonald's just doing abysmally. She can't answer any questions. Like in the last leaders debate, she just simply can't answer any questions. She simply can't. She's on with everything else but the topic at hand. And they don't even get me started with the Labour Party. The Labour Party couldn't even, if Anna Batcher couldn't, and long story short, the one question they should have asked in an OT, what is a woman? Because I don't think like all these people could answer what is a woman. Because Sinn Féin definitely can't answer what's a woman. What is a woman? Because you have to remember all these parties here, apart from Maine too, wanted to take out women of the Constitution. You have to remember that. So, what is a woman? Yeah, but the worst thing with the fashion industry, just to say, you take your Nike, Adidas, and stuff like that. The majority of these shorts, I don't think about this one. I don't know if this one was made in China, but a lot of them are made in China, etc., and not made in the Western world. They're made in China and like in sweatshops, and that's the worst thing about it. And as you say, in Chile and stuff like that, in poorer countries, the abused poorer countries, etc., etc. But the majority, like yourself, the biggest polluters in the world are in China and in India. You do look up India now in the morning, or go to India, take for example. Like it's that polluted, the environment and the energy, the sky and all that, just that polluted. It's just that bad compared to here. It's not that bad here compared to India and China. Like they're like between India and China and a few other Asian countries, they probably account for 60 or 70% of the world's pollution. And there's not a word, and China's building more coal power plants as we speak. And they're worried about a bit of turf here in this country. And they're worried about an elderly woman lighting her fire. And they're worried about 200,000 cows farting. That's the main concern in this country for the Green Party. Then big factories in China pumping out plastic stuff. And take, for example, as I say, coal power plants power China, etc., etc. Yeah, maybe the cities. But that's what I'm saying. You look up India now. You couldn't. If I went to India now, take us up to any city, you couldn't. Like I'd probably die of suffocation because it's that bad, the air and stuff like that. Like it's a quite a difference between going to Finland, where I was. Like straight away, as soon as you get off the plane in Finland, like you get a huge rush of air in your lungs because it's very clean. Like it is generally very, very clean air. Like it is the cleanest air in the world. Uh, I don't think so, Brian. I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I'm not going to get into that, but I don't think I would to say it nicely to you. Um, but yeah, no, straight away when I went off the plane, because there's that many trees, there's hundreds of millions of trees in Finland. So it was just straight away a big rush of air. There's not much industry in Finland. So straight away, comparing that, get on the plane from Helsinki to take for example Mumbai in India, uh, it'd be night and day. Uh, um, and a little bit the tone of visa, sorry. Um, but yeah, no, but as I say, the majority of the world's pollution comes from India and China. Like that's what I'm saying to you. Um, Oh, but yeah, no, but I'm saying the companies, not you and me, are being cheap. It's the companies being cheap. They don't want to say have a work like a workplace now where you make sweatshirts, etc., etc., because they would have to pay people big money. And in China, they can pay you a few sets, a few children to do for a few sets a day. Uh, you know, if that makes any sense to you. Fall apart me at work. Yeah, that's the same with my work clothes. A lot of the time, well, when they fall apart, literally. But I have that many clothes. It's not even funny. But see, the worst thing about it Christmas, yeah, everybody buys me clothes. Like everybody literally buys me clothes. Like you know that at Christmas, I'm sure everybody's there. Like you literally could open the wardrobe now and explode with clothes. Because literally everybody just comes with clothes to me. Socks and this. Like it's an endless supply of it. Shouldn't be- New time again. Yeah, I get what you're saying. On that one. Um, okay, Gordon, take it easy, but whip nasty. Yeah, like there was a top. I don't know if you remember. There was a top that had a hole here. I don't know what was the hole. I think it was because of this yoke. I think it was because of that yoke. I had it there, and that's why there was a hole because of that. I know that sounds a bit dangerous there. Uh, Hello, James. How are you doing? Um, Never take it easy. That's good to hear. Birthday suit. Oh no, don't do that now. We don't want that. We don't want that. Um, we don't want that. I know what you thought. We don't want that. Um, I think there's a website called Twitch for that. If you want to go and see that, that's in Twitch. If we go over the Twitch, we can see that. That's literally what Twitch is nowadays, unfortunately. Um, Meanwhile, in Timbuktu, um, Santa stream went. Hopefully, yeah, I don't know. Howdy, how are you doing, James? Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good Saturday. You close, but yeah, never. I don't complain. No, but that's what I get. I'm sure the majority of Irish people do. From your distant relatives and stuff like that, they come with clothes and socks, particularly socks. People love buying socks. There's a joke in Ireland about grannies and stuff buying people socks. They always buy your socks, etc., etc. Like there's a joke with that. Have you seen the video where the Twitch CEO shows his phone? Yeah, I see. I've seen that. Yeah, but that's what Twitch is. Like only for them doing whatever. I don't even want. I don't even know what you would call it, Brian. To be totally honest, but only for that. Like to be totally honest, should be 18 plus anyway. Twitch to be totally honest, but only for them girls. Twitch should be gone basically. Like doing the I don't even know pornography stuff. I don't know I don't know how you would phrase. Like it generally is literally pornography. Uh, Twitch should be gone. Like Twitch is not doing well. YouTube's doing very well. In terms of ads because they're literally just milking ads for all they have. Like YouTube is 100 times more popular than Twitch. but only for them people showing them stuff on Twitch. It wouldn't exist. Now I don't agree with that. If they want to do that, they should do it on an adult website. They can go off and do it on an adult website. They shouldn't do it on a public website. That's for gaming, more or less. That's what Twitch really is, gaming. I suppose YouTube too, but YouTube's for really anything. It's about expressing yourself really at YouTube. That's what it was designed for. It was YouTube more than Twitch. Twitch was more for gaming, you know. Oh yeah, that's all. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, clean socks. Like even especially my walk, particularly when you're out in the way, etc., and you have boots all day, you need good socks on you. You do 100%. Like you look back at the First World War, trench foot, etc. But I also get clothes and stuff like that. Like that's the usual thing because that's the thing with people usually buy is just clothes because you don't know what else to buy people. So, see what I do with that when it comes to people I buy stuff for Christmas for. Usually I get them a voucher, all for one or whatever for different stores so they can buy something really. If I don't know what to get them, wished. Nintendo Wii, yeah, that's been a while ago. And the Wii, I remember my friend used to have the Wii. I should have probably get a Wii. Like it was funny with the stick because I'm used to controller, an Xbox controller. I'm not used to a Wii, where you have to move the thing. Yeah, it's a difficult thing. Like, uh, I seen people in school knit and stuff. Used to do knitting and stuff in home economics. I didn't do home economics, but I used to uh, see them knitting and stuff like that, examples and stuff in the halls. Like it's a difficult enough thing. It's a time consuming thing too. Easy way out, I suppose it is. But the post. I mean, you don't know what to get them. It's better for them to get a voucher and they can, for a few shops and they can get what they want. That's the thing. And usually, they're more happy with that, I suppose, than the clothes. If that makes any sense. Because as I said, particularly for a few young people, etc., they're out of money too. I give them a voucher of money. Usually, that's what I do. Unless if I know somebody likes something, take for example, if somebody take for example, I don't know, um, some kind of football, the football team, like the Manchester United shirt or something like that. If I knew what they liked, but some people, you don't know really what they want. Oh, the other thing I usually would do at Christmas too is just get them like a big box of sweets. Last hour tempo. Whereabouts? Whereabouts? There's no. I don't think there's any. Like it's raining. It is raining, but it's not. It's not downpouring. It's just kind of drizzly shit. Yeah, it's just drizzly shit. Okay. That's really what it is. Um. Um. Where is that? Just give me 1 second. Where is this? Oh yeah. So. Yeah. This is the other thing. I was looking for this. Irish slimes. Sorry, I might missed it here. What? I don't even know whether I presume it's someone's Spain. No, I'm all right. I don't want a holiday ticket. I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. Sick of the socks, yeah. Uh, it's a quite a statement to make. The TDs and the Dodge should come up with that. That's what they should say when they're on the campaign trail. I'm sick of people buying me socks for Christmas. You should give me money instead. I want the money. That's the cabin people want. Money. No money. Hello, Benny. How are you doing? Johnny, who's Johnny? I don't even know who Johnny is. Um, Adrian, if you were to choose a holiday in Ireland, what what county would you go to? That's a good question. That is a really, really good question. There's a lot of places I want to go in Ireland, but I never really got around to it. Oh, that's a tough. I suppose I would like to go. I would like to go to Galway to the Aran Islands. I've never been to the Aran Islands. I love to go. So I'd love to go to the Aran Islands, but never got around to it. Look, I never was in Galway City itself too. I'd love to get to go to Galway and just look around, and then go off to the Aran Islands. So I suppose Galway, but also at the same time, I would want to go to. I would love to go to Cork. I'd love to go to Cork and Kerry. There's three places, three counties, I suppose. See different things. Go and see Danny Healy. As Tony was just saying. Go some tour. Yeah, we'll probably do this. We'll do it at some point. But the worst thing about Ireland is, there's no trains. If there was trains, I could hop on a train and be down in Galway in an hour. You have to go by the bus. That's the useless thing. That's the sad thing. See, I do have a car, etc., etc. I could travel the whole length and part of the country, but when you're relying on public transport, particularly public transport in rural Ireland, you're pretty fucked. That's what I'm trying to say to you. McDougall's. Who? What? Sorry. Yeah, but no, that's why I'd like to go to the Aran Islands at some point. In Galway, particularly, but it's part of Galway. Yeah, it would be Galway. Yeah, but there's no way away from Cavan. It'd be different if I could wander into Cavan town now in the morning, get a ticket, and I go to the train off to Galway. I go, But I have to go to Dublin, probably. Or not Dublin, but I would have to go to Dublin, yeah, or Sligo to get on a train to go to Galway, or get a bus from Cavan to. I do think there's a bus actually from Cavan, Galway. So, yeah, but you would have to trick around, It'd be a lot handier getting the train. Like you see when I go back to Finland later on this year, next year, you see kind of what I'm talking about. I can't say much about it, you see what I'm talking about. Kerry, you go to the kingdom. We can ask Danny Healy where he could give me a lift. Get Danny Healy away. Like generally, I wouldn't understand Danny Healy way. Oftentimes in the Dolly would speak, I wouldn't make a head no tails. People say I have a bad accent. You can't understand me half the time. Like I don't think they've ever heard Danny Healy way. Like Danny Healy way, you can't tell anything what he says half the time. Like generally I can't. Like people from Kerry have a different accent altogether. Again, they say Cavan people are bad. No, it's not December. No. It's going to 100% confirm it's next year. It's in a few months' time. It's definitely not next month. No, 100%. It's too cold. Like literally at the moment, are you joking me? In Helsinki at the moment, it is minus 10 degrees in Helsinki. And there's been a snowstorm in Helsinki the last few days. And in other parts of Finland too, it's fucking nearly minus 10 degrees. And some places even colder than that. And in one part of Finland, it's 15 degrees, minus 15 degrees. So I don't fancy going over there and dropping dead. I don't fancy. That's the bit of it's in the app money. Yeah, if they did that, I could travel up and down. If there was a train station in Cavan, I could travel around. See, it's a lot more handy. If that makes any sense. Yeah, there's a lot of places, Benny. There's a lot of places now I'd love to go to. I'd rather go to Norway. Yeah, I'd like to go to Oslo too. I could have went to Oslo. I had the choice to go to Oslo. Back when I came back from Finland, I could have went. I don't know if I told you the story about it, but yeah, I could have went to Oslo. I could have been in Oslo for a while or two this year. But anyway, so as I talked about in the video, Pascal Donoghue had private dinners with the CEO, Michael O'Leary. First of all, like this has happened. I would love to know what other companies or what other agencies Pascal Donoghue having dinners, etc., etc. And the same with other politicians on the sidelines. Yeah, so it's to do. So basically, he was probably handing them a few bob under the table, pushing a few bob under the table to let him do what he wants, basically. So that's pretty much what it is. Again, Fine Gael, the party of the big business, basically. Big business, not for the only Joe. Big business. Fine Gael. If you want big business and big industries, vote Fine Gael. Fine Gael, I'll help you out. Norwegian train videos. Yeah, well, there's some actually cool. Yeah, when speaking of Norwegian train videos, there's some that go through mountains, etc., etc. I suppose it would be cool, yeah. No, but it'd be expensive now. Like even thinking when I was like, I did look into it and was going to go to Oslo that time when I came back. Sana was going to the Oslo Business Conference, and I was offered a free ticket and all that when I was over in Helsinki. The Social Democrats are like, here's a free ticket if you want to go to Oslo for the concert thing. Like, no, not the concert, the Oslo Business Conference. Like I had the opportunity, I had basically the free ticket if I wanted to go. They were willing to give it to me to go. The only thing I would have to pay for was the flights and the hotel, etc., etc. But I didn't take it. The only reason why I didn't take it is it would cost a lot of money to go from Helsinki. No, go to Helsinki for that year and then come back and then go to Oslo. Like it would have been a lot of money just for 3 days. We would have been talking about €4,000 to go to Oslo for 3 days. Like it would have been very expensive. You know, like it's a lot of up there, up in that part of the world. It's very expensive. You know, it is. Because they have to pay for the Nordic welfare state, etc., etc. Like, you know, truly dedicated to Santa. Excuse me. Like, are you not aware of what's happening in less than 50 days' time? They're fuck ups, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like that's only what we know. You know, that's the sad thing. What we know. Yeah, like he's just grifting. That's what he said. Like no, but Brian, I'm going to what they call it. That there's a thing in Dublin that he's going to in January. So I'm going to Dublin for that. But still, nonetheless, it would have been a queer bomb to go to Helsinki and then go to Oslo at the same time. It would have been an insane amount of money to add up together. Um, so, but at least I had like at the moment in time with the one in Dublin, just to say, I have no guarantees that it could meet up. Basically, there's no guarantee. In Oslo, I basically had a guarantee because there was people there from the Social Democrats from Finland, and obviously I knew a few people in the Social Democrats, so they can nudge, wink, wink, if that makes any sense, to get me to meet or etc. etc. So there could have been something done probably there. But at the moment in time, with the ones in Dublin, they're not that fond of it. Basically, there's nobody there for them, if that makes any sense. So basically, in Dublin, it's just kind of a toss of a coin if I do or not. You know, because they're not that they're not that fun and fond of that. It makes any sense. But I have got tickets and stuff like that to go to. But I'm just raising the point that I could have got a free ticket to go to Oslo, but in Dublin they wouldn't let me. So, but it would be a cool thing, cool interaction, I suppose. But hopefully, so I don't. Again, it'd be only the toss of the coin if I happen to randomly just come across them. That's really that. That's really the only way you could meet her. Obviously, they'll be able to listen to a speech. I have 100% guaranteed to listen to that. But meeting on taking a photo into that, it's 50-50 really. It could happen, it might not happen. We don't know. But I'd be happy enough when as I said, it nearly was better to go to Oslo, to be totally honest. In retrospect, the amount of money I'm paying for these tickets, in retrospect, you nearly would go to Oslo for the 3 days. But I suppose there's a 2-day conference, I suppose, in the way too. People are probably very confused. If you don't know what I'm saying, look up the community post. That really tells you all. But yeah, no. Well, when I just to say in that statement, just add to that statement I made a second ago. It kind of would have been nearly cheaper to go to Oslo. It kind of would have, maybe. Does Ireland? We could do. I don't think anytime soon, anyway. Because again, you have to remember if you're going to travel around all of Ireland, etc., you would need to have time on your hands, basically. And especially when you're walking, the only time you really could do it is the weekend. And after 40-hour work week, you're not really going to travel around the whole breadth of Ireland, particularly on buses, if that makes any sense. Because it's whatever about a train, you're a lot quicker moving around the country. But on a bus, you're kind of like, oh, dead. All on weekends. We never know. Never say never. Never say never. Never. I'm not going to say never. We could do it sometime. Sometime we might go to the Iron Islands. It might be fun. But you want to go in the good weather now. You wouldn't want to go at the moment. You'd probably be blown into the sea. Adrian does all on weekends. One video off and me falling into the sea. And don't swim in the sea. Don't swim in the sea. Oh yeah, did anybody see my community posting? Postman Pat. Postman Pat. Just wanted to mention, by the way. Of course, I went on. We all know you in the pockets of the Norwegians. That's the first statement. We all know you're getting paid by the Norwegians. The king himself in Norway is paying you. Allegedly, of course. Allegedly. Just that. Allegedly. Don't want to get sued. Oh, you're talking about the thing. I'll show you in a second. If you didn't see it, I'll show you in a second. That's okay. To swim in the sea. I want to swim in the sea. Well, don't swim when it's bad weather. That way. Yeah, it's back a week ago, and I get it for you in a second just to show you. Now, just pause this for a second. Ooh. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen the weekend. Like you can see this yourself. You have your own kind of recaps. Is this going to work? So this is my community post. So this is to do with my music. So your top 5 tracks on 2024. And just speaking of Norwegian and stuff like that, only why is the national? I never listened to this in my life, so I think YouTube's gassing me a bit because this is not. I never listened to this song in my life. Now I will admit I've listened to My Summer Cow a good bit. I will admit that. I hold my hands up there, and the sped up portion and the slow portion of it. Like I will admit I've got very into My Summer Cow before, like when I went to Finland, etc., etc. Like it is a good tune, basically. And then obviously this should be on the top, like the song that was made about Sanna Marin. Like it was only released there a few months ago, and it's already like it literally was only released a few months ago, and I've listened to it 100 times. Like it is generally a good song. Like this should be up here. Like I disagree immensely with this, because it was only literally released a month ago, and it's already my YouTube. That just goes to how many times I listened to it. I was talking about the person on the road, the fellow with the lorry on the road. Mary Lou. Oh yeah, and the YouTube channels. So yeah, this is like I think Hearts 5 and 4 should be up in the top in GTA 5. I know I get to the elephant of the room in a second. My Summer Cow makes sense. Red Dead Redemption 1 the Sea makes sense, kind of. But it said 23% of my videos I've watched on YouTube over the last year have been gaming, which is probably correct. I don't dispute that. So obviously Dogfight by EU, which is probably the GTA bit. Wolf on the Sea, Wolfpack, he does like War on the Sea content. Well, now people are questioning this one. Now this is a Finnish YouTuber. She done My Summer Cow stuff. So obviously straight away, because the game My Summer Cow is based in Finland. It's good to hear observations of how accurate the game is from a person in Finland that grew up in Finland, etc. Obviously, the person that did the thing in My Summer Cow and then Lanap. Now, you were asking me, Brian, about the thing, just to say, I go back the 100 miles away. I will walk 100 miles. Oop. What's not? Let me. It's probably going back an hour. See, that many community posts, it's a joke. I think we have to go back a week. I wish there was just a button get me back to a week ago. Oh yeah, and then this video too, with your man giving that fuck to Simon Harris. Just to say, I can't see your comments at the moment, so if you have any comments for me, make sure to. If they go up the screen, the other way I can't say it can't scroll up on the comments for some reason. Was it a few days ago? That's Fan Martin. Give me a moment. 1 moment, please. When was this? When was this? It was back a while ago. About 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Please. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So there we go. So yeah, so I'd be heading up to Dublin on this date. So I don't know. You probably didn't see it, but yeah, that's where I'd be going. I'd be going to this conference thing. Now I'm going to lose the way to live. Probably going to this conference thing because there'll be too many people with suits talking absolute gambling shit. Apart from Santa, of course. Santa will be the only one that's talking some kind of sets, and some kind of formal leadership because there'll be a lot of Irish politicians and the word leadership comes to mind when I talk with Irish politicians. I don't think anybody's ever uttered that statement in the history of mankind that the word using leadership for Irish politicians in the 24th century has ever come to mind. So that's what that is about. That's that. Oh, breaking his legs. Um, yeah, like I don't know. It can go 50-50, I suppose. It's hard to know. It's hard to know at the moment. It can go 50-50, but definitely especially with the recent thing with Simon House blowing himself up, not literally, but in terms of electorally, um, it could go either way. It really could. It's hard to know. It's hard to gather the atmosphere, I suppose, in Cavan at the moment. It's hard to know what exactly could happen. Because there's some people that are very upset with Sinn Féin, there's some people that's very upset with Fianna Fáil. So it's kind of a very mixed bag, I think. So it's hard to know. So I couldn't tell you, but he has good chats. He does have a good chats. He's the best chats probably of all the smaller parties, I suppose, in Cavan, independents and stuff like that. Leicester Gordon could do well too. It's hard to know. It's generally hard to know. I suppose we won't know until the time comes, I suppose. But it's hard to know at the moment. Um, but I hope he does well. I hope he does well enough. Um, I just it's how to get the feeling, I suppose, from the only like within the population of Cavan, I suppose, because a lot of people are very upset with Fianna Fáil. A lot of people are upset with Sinn Féin. Everybody's upset with somebody basically, and nobody knows who they're voting for. I don't think. Like a lot of people too in Cavan, as I said, there's a lot of elderly people just not bothered to vote. So that could be a lot of things too. So it really generally in Cavan could go either way, especially with Heather Humphreys. And if Heather Humphreys was there, it could tighten a bit. But Heather Humphreys is not there, so it's anybody's game really now. Really, because Heather, that's a free seat basically gone. So yeah, I don't know. I love to tell you. I would love to be able to tell you, but it's hard to know. Oh, I'm worried about how many people live on the rocks watching the mainstream media. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people like woke up in reality in the last week, a few weeks, a few months. They kind of looked around them, and that told them all the answers. They didn't kind of have to look at OT. They looked around them and noticed a few things, and that's what happened. If that makes any sense. Where am I now? Sorry. Where am I now? Oh. Yeah, I jumped there. I just thought of something. I just thought of something. That's the reason why I jumped. Because I just thought, I meant to bring it up earlier on, but I didn't. Where am I now? We're all talking about movies. We might as well become the movie reviewer. Just to say that, thank you for all the likes too, and thank you for sticking to it. I know it's a Saturday evening; people have probably better things to do than listen to a person from Cavan talk about politics. But I do appreciate everybody sticking with me. We'll probably be going in at 10 o'clock before 10 anyway. So I appreciate everybody. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing on Saturday, so I do thank you for being here and keeping me company, especially. I try and be funny, and I do try, but it might not work sometimes. But yes, so yeah, so yeah, the Irish Independent released this. Bertie Heron took this poll. Now we're not really worried money and how he won it on the horses. So this is a poll from the Irish Independent. People said to me to take it. So it's the lecturer's constituency, Cavan and Monaghan. So this is to do. This is basically to see who you're voting for. What party would you vote for? So there's a lot of probably questions here I won't know. So the UFC should be completely abolished. I kind of explain my thoughts on this. Like some of them I probably won't know like a whole lot. What's the best solution? But definitely, I do think it should be abolished a bit. Should the deposit scheme should be scrapped? I don't think so. I think it's doing well enough. I know people are tipping over bins, etc., looking for cans. I do think it's good, and it's good that we're recycling. I do think so. I know so lefty. Tax on the heritage should be significantly reduced. I don't know about this one. Like, there's people that are very well off, and there's people that's not that well off. So I don't know, really. It depends. It kind of does depend how much we're talking about. Uh, like how much money is it in total? Like, say if it's somebody with a big, huge, like, take for example, the former Taoiseach, what they call him, that died recently. What they call him? What do you call him? Can't think of him. Can't, with the former Taoiseach, he had 15 million worth of stuff. What do you call him? Can't think of him. What do you call the former Taoiseach? Um, what do you call him? I can't think of it. Somebody give me an answer. Give me an answer. Um, like, he's not alive. He's dead. He died recently enough. What do you call him? Oh, I can't think of him. I feel so awkward now. The former Taoiseach. um, out of yeah, but no, just for the shits and giggles, we might as well do it. No, I'm not Albert Weathers. What do you call him? He just died recently. Like, what do you call him? The former Taoiseach. He was a Fine Gael man, wasn't he? Fine Gael. Leo Franco was the Taoiseach at the time. What do you call him? It's not that long ago, too. John Bruton. That's it. That's 100%. I couldn't think of him. Yeah, John Bruton. Yeah, he had 15 million euro in farm and land and money, etc., etc. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, to say, take for example, his family, whoever he left it to, shouldn't be taxing that 15 million euro. You know, um, I don't think that's why. But if somebody only say it's only like 10, 10, what do you call it? 50,000 or something like that, something smaller, that obviously should be taxed a bit, maybe, but not too much. So I don't know. I'm just going to skip that. I don't know, Willie. Next one should make preparations for it, but I do think we should, like, at some point, do it. I probably would. I know this is going to probably say Sinn Féin because I said this, but I do think we probably should start the discussion on it. So yeah, I do kind of agree. High owners pay already pay enough tax. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. Like, the 1% don't pay half as much as the only Joe. Should Ireland expel the Israeli ambassador? Like, loads of people would ask me this and ask me my opinion on this, and I say as a neutral country we shouldn't, and particularly a country that tries and promote peace and stability, etc., around the world. And particularly a neutral country too, we shouldn't be probably expelling ambassadors, etc. Even though Israel is doing terrible crimes against humanity, as a neutral country, we shouldn't expel an ambassador unless they really are committing crimes in the state. So I'm afraid I have to say, I would, if it was up, like, if we won a neutral country, etc., I would be expelling it. So I do. Should I agree? No, I don't. Should I expel? No, I disagree. Sorry. That's a the forced home skis and full time should be abolished. Now, this is another thing too. So it does help some people, but the majority of people doesn't. So I don't know about this one, to be totally. I generally don't know. It does help some people. It doesn't help a lot of people, but I don't know. Uh, if it was reformed, it probably would. It would help a lot more people, but I don't know. So I'm just going to skip this. I don't know about this one. Government should immediately stop using hotels for science. I agree 100%. Stop using the hotels for science. I agree. Agree. In the lifetime next over, should GP visits be made completely free or for all? This is the thing, as I was just saying the other week. I just go back to this. As I was just saying the other week about me having to go into the doctor and paying €30 for 3 minutes to get a form signed. Uh, you know, I think it should. I think it should be completely free because that is stupid. And does that say prescriptions? GP visits, like, yeah, that probably includes forms. So I had to pay for it, to go in for 3 minutes to get a form signed, 3 lines. So I agree with that. Electric scooters should be subject to the same regulations as motorbikes. I don't know. Electric scooters. Like, there's a quite difference between an electric scooter and a motorbike. Again, it's weird enough. How would you be able to say? I've heard no party saying we should treat them as motorbikes. So it's weird, and I don't think anybody's really ever suggested that. Like I know people said about scooters, they are dangerous. People on footpaths, etc. Nobody's debating that one. But I don't know about this one. Like I don't know. Again, all public transport should be free. I do agree with that one. The government should provide fewer supports for foreign direct investment. Yes. Uh, no, what do you mean? The government should provide fewer supports for direct investments. I have in Ireland. It's hard to know. I agree. Yeah, fewer. It says provide fewer supports. Yeah, I agree. Uh, the opinions of local residents to object to wind farm. With Val Mountain, I love this. Should be reduced. The opinion though to object to wind farm should be reduced. What? The opinion for local residents to object to wind farm should be reduced. No, I disagree with that. No, they're saying they shouldn't be allowed to object. Basically, is that what they're saying? Really? See, it's hard to say know how they're phrasing it. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to know how they're phrasing it exactly. Yeah, it is tricky enough. Like I'm sure you would agree. It is like to try and take. You know, that's why you see me taking a lot because I'm trying to listen. You know, trying to take what did this actually do to me. Like it is tricky enough. Like they are trying to probably trick you. They're trying to say, "Oh, yo, Fine Gael." And imagine if Fine Gael comes up. You know, you visited that for 3 years ago. Well, we visited the next 3 years. How does that sound? I disagree. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if the residents say they don't want a wind farm, it's up to them. Place try the restriction limits on increasing the healthcare spending. Should place stricter limits on. Yeah, I agree with that because the budget is big enough. It's just that it's not being used. I do agree with that. I disagree. I don't think I don't like already drugs are like hurting our communities. I don't think we should legalize them. No, disagree. I disagree immensely with that. Nobody could afford it by 2035. No. Only people who should lose the benefits after the period of time. This is the thing. How long are we talking? Like this is the thing. If they said over 5 years, over 10 years, over 20 years, um, it's hard to know what do they mean over a period of time. Like they should say over 5, 10 years. You know, I agree on that. If somebody's on job seeker status, they shouldn't be on a 10 years. But if they're only on it a year and a bit, you know, when they're finding work, I don't mind so much a year. But anything after maybe a year and 5 months, you know, it shouldn't be any more than a year and 5 months on job seekers. That's what I take. So I don't know. I have to skip this one. I'm afraid. I don't know what to mean by period of time. You know, should be increased. I do agree with this like a bit on some very unhealthy stuff. I do agree a bit. So I will say yes for this one. Yeah, I do agree with this. Like the minimum wage is far too small for the only Joe, the only working class Joe. So I do agree with that one. No, I don't agree. Public hospital consultants should be allowed to continue with private practices. I don't think so. I don't think public like people that pay by the HSE should be doing private practice. As far as I think, and I don't think. Also, the 35 favor of the favor should be banned. Yeah, I do agree with that one. Without a good reason, people should be sanctioned. The children miss school without regular good reasons. I do agree to a certain extent. Again, it's be different if they give an example what they're talking about. Or say for the note attended that only attend 3 days a year, or something like that. Um, so I do agree. Yeah, equal expenditure on the road. Yes, I do agree with that one. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, private schools should no longer receive funding from private schools should no longer receive funding from the state. Yeah, if you go to a private school and you pay for it, I don't think the state should be funding it. In my opinion, I know people did probably disagree with me. Again, this is just my own opinion. Just to say, I know people are probably sick of me. Defense budget should be increased, substantially increased. Yes. Should be introduced. Yes, of course. I know it's going to say people before profit now. How do I say that? The government should review Ireland's review. The government should review Ireland's existing neutrality policy. Should review. Should. No, no, no. It's hard to say. The government should spend enough to end overcrowding. Of course, agree. Yeah. Um, the government should introduce measures to discourage one-off houses in the countryside. I generally don't know really what to say to that one. I'm just going to skip this. I don't know to be turned into that one. To get Irish citizens should be required to pass a test of course, 100%. Yeah, agreed. 100%. You have to. I don't think you just get it handed to you. You have to know something about the country. Country should be no 100% not no. Yeah. The government should be priority funded, permanently funded, but yeah, I would say not fund them at all. Is that an option? The government should permanently fund the public housing using the tax revenue. Disagree. No, that means I agree then with the OT tax. Hang on a second. The government should permanently fund public broadcast using taxation revenue. If I say no, I'm agreeing with the OTTV license. I'm just going to say yes. I don't agree with it at all, to be totally honest. So I wish that was an option. No, I don't think so. I don't think unless somebody done seriously something wrong. But I do think we should keep it. Disagree. Users should be banned from using social media. No. Ooh. So this is the Just give me a second. Proceed without boosting. Proceed without boosting. Yeah. Citizen ban. No, I don't want my opinion to be shared because it might take him some lunatic, far right lunatic. Get to results. I don't want to subscribe. I hope I click. I don't want to subscribe because I don't want to subscribe to them. Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear! Oh no! Oh dear! Oh no! Apparently we're socialists now. Oh, you go later. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Oh no! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh no! Labour. Yeah, Fanny Patrick and them. Oh no. Sinn Féin too. Oh no. The Social Democrats. Oh no. The Green Party. Like the Green Party I'm put into. Like what? Like you mean to tell me I would have more in common with the Green Party? At least there wasn't people before profit. Yeah, you can kind of see them not that fond of being a form being a Gael. It doesn't. They're not. Not that fond of them. People before profit. Shane P. O'Reilly's in the way is he there? That's independent Ireland, pretty much. Apparently, we're socialist lads, which I don't agree. Like some of the questions are very unclear. They don't give you examples, etc., etc. Like they kind of are. Socialist. Look, in my defense, some of the questions there, I'm sure everybody agree, they are very vague. They are very vague in my defense. So Labour Party 69%, which is a good number nonetheless. 69% is a very good number. Sinn Féin 57, Social Democrats 57. So basically, you could argue Social Democrats to be above Sinn Féin. I'd rather Social Democrats than Sinn Féin. No reason not to impress a certain Finnish woman, of course, but the Green Party, I suppose N2 isn't up a bit more. Like N2 should be really up there. The Labour Party. You're funny. How long did we spend doing this? 11 minutes we spent doing this. So I literally sat here for 11 minutes thinking about it. Like people do this in 5 seconds. So there you go, everybody. I'm apparently running for Fanny Patrick now. Fanny Patrick's going to make me run for the Labour Party. I'm going to get recruited into the Labour Party. I don't think that's going to happen, no Sinn Féin. Whatever the Social Democrats might happen, I don't think Labour Party. Like apparently now we're communists. That's the Communist Party of Ireland. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't know. But see, there's some things that were very vague. Like that's what I'm saying. Don't pay enough taxes. Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the one, like you said, the one very top, like the very, very top people. Like I'm not talking about you and me, the only Joe. I don't know what to say. You said top owners who don't pay enough tax. Yeah, like no, but the very top, like that's what I'm talking about. The very top. Is that what it meant, or did I mean something else? That's the way I thought of it. So how long couldn't describe? I don't think so. Like the Labour Party would absolutely fucking hate me. I'm going to say it now. Like the Labour Party of Anna Patrick's never going to take me in. But it's fair to say that we probably shouldn't be, uh, bringing in people without vetting them, etc., etc. We probably should put them where if Anna Patrick lives, out her backyard. In her area, etc., etc. I think I'm fucked from the Labour Party now. I don't think I'm ever going to be accepted to the Labour Party now. So there you go. It's Joe for far right. I'm branded far right. I've been excluded from the Labour Party, and not to mention Joe Borton fucked over everybody back in the day too. So I'm fair to say I'm not going to get in with the Labour Party. So just to say, I think them statements have ended my career in the Labour Party. I've been only in 5 seconds and I got the boot. But no, I do think there should be some kind of like um what they call it, like some kind of example and stuff. Like some of them were very fake. Like I said, remember the TV license one, which should be funded by tax. It should be an answer saying, there shouldn't be any TV license. Like I didn't agree with it at all. Like I don't think OT should be funded at all. But I had to answer the question. Well, I could have skipped the answer. Actually, I should have done that. Should I do it again? Maybe because I could have skipped some of the answers. Some of the answers I didn't know really what to say to be totally answer. Like some of them there were very vague in the way they were asking. Oh, don't worry, you get a good reference. You get a good reference that way. So you let you straight. But no, but in my defense now, it should be the Social Democrats. If it was anybody else but the Labour Party, like the Labour Party, you mean to tell me I vote for I vote for the Labour Party? Yes. Oh, I agree with you on that, but it depends on the circumstance, I suppose. Like I'm saying about the really, really high owners. That's what I'm saying. They're really, really high people. The people who own the money way beyond a million. Like the very, very rich. The very, very rich. Throw us a bone. Hmm. Bertie, yeah, I know Bertie haven't got it. So apparently I'm different. No, but some of them there, see the thing about dyslexia too, I read through it and that some of them I wasn't very clear on them. Making my excuses now. But no, some of them there you've probably seen yourself. I did kind of sit and try and think for a second what exactly because the way they were phrasing it, should, etc. etc. Very vague language. And there's only two or three options that he used that. Um but I do think Sinn Féin will probably they'll probably get 40 seats. I do think they probably will get 40 seats, something like that. Maybe. Don't know, something like 40 to 435, I think. I don't know about losing all those seats. I don't know. Maybe they'll get more. I don't know. It's hard to know. Sinn Féin's going to lose seats. You could be right, Totty. I do think it'll be something around the 40, 30. Something mark. Around that. But do you want me to do it again? If we do it again, maybe I can sit down and just relax. Because I suppose the way I was watching it a bit too. If you want me to do it again, I can try. Because definitely, I utterly reject in every possible terms the Labour Party I'll be voting for. I utterly reject that. Utterly. Like that's bullshit. If Anna Patrick, like voting for Anna Patrick, oh no, and the Labour Party. Like yeah, I do the Labour Party. Out of all the parties, the Labour Party. I suppose it's better than Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael in a way. Not saying because I would be agreeing if it was Fine Gael say on top, I would be agreeing with Simon Harris. That's the one thing about it. So yeah, I don't know. I suppose I'm doomed if I don't. I doom if I don't. Because the only crowd there really that's a national, like you would call a nationalist or so-called far right party is the Ain two. That's the only party you could really say that is far right on that list, really. If that makes any sense. So I think it was done fucked if I didn't and fucked if I don't. But anyway, I suppose it doesn't mean anything really in the way. Uh, because a lot of the stuff, as I said before about OT, I utterly reject the particular last thing there that it said about taxation. I should have probably skipped it anyway. I don't think I should have. Because I don't agree that OT should exist at all, to be totally honest. That's just to be totally honest. So saying that there should be like funded through the public purse, I don't agree with that 100%. So I probably should have skipped it because particularly that one I'm not happy with. No taxation by what it costs. But I do agree with the high for the only person, the only Joe. Um, like they are high. But I suppose it depends. Like I'm thinking, like when I was put it straight here, when I was thinking of that question, I was looking at it there. I was thinking about the ferry top, like the ferry top. I wasn't thinking about, as you said, the post that's paying like making €1 million a year. Take for example, he has to pay 50, half million in tax. I wasn't thinking about him. I was thinking about the very top. See, you should say people over so much. Like, wouldn't you not think that'd be a better question? People over say €2 million, €3 million a year, whatever. Nothing like what we are getting, but anything like that. But anybody that gets over 500,000 or 100 million, say for example, should be taxed more, etc., etc. That would have been a better question, I suppose. If that makes any sense, because I think it's better to give people just a question, like not really a question, but then kind of say example. Say for example, this person makes 600,000 euro, etc., etc. I can't pronounce that, but I can't say it on YouTube. But you would nearly think so too. Yeah. But no, but you got into Shawnee too. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I suppose I'm a bit far left. I'm a bit far right and a bit far left. Do you think a fan of Patrick could wing up a fan of Patrick now and she'd give me a job in Labour? Do you think it could go well? Do you think it would go well? I wouldn't last 5 minutes. A fan of Patrick would be like, this is a far right adjutant. He thinks I should take in all the refugees. That's what she say. I would say at the time the how went up with Ted's near her place and she went and lost the plot. Oh, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you on that point. Um, yeah, I suppose you get where I'm coming from. But I don't know why I think like that, but I suppose it's just that because there's a lot of people just running away with loads of money. I suppose that's what I'm thinking. Oh, yeah, I kind of agree. Like some people do have a bit of far right, tendencies, etc., etc., and some far left tendencies, I suppose. Um, like I suppose some people do. You can't agree really on everything, I suppose, and that makes sense. With some political ideology, it makes sense. There's always something like you could agree with, be the most, say for example, the most far left person imaginable. Um, I'd not agree with one issue or something like that. Um, I can't think of an example at the time, but take for example Ivana Bacik. She could be the most far left individual you could find, and she disagrees. I don't know on something, that I'm not even going to discuss what I just thought about there, but I was going to say she was going to say the man can't become a woman, but I don't think the Labour Party. I think the Labour Party are very fond of that idea, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to say that. That's not. Uh, Middle ground, yeah. Well, see, yeah, like some of the no, but in fairness, some of them questions were very fake, particularly for somebody that's dyslexic. It's a bit hard to read. Uh, See, it's one doctor one time when I was in, like, this is a long time ago now, but one time when I was getting diagnosed, before I was diagnosed with dyslexia, well, I think it was after I was diagnosed with dyslexia, but long story short, The doctor basically done tests, etc., etc. He asked me name, he asked me things, etc., etc. And he said it's better for somebody to tell me something. If that makes sense. So it's better for somebody to say something to me than write it in on a piece of paper. You know, I don't know. I don't know how you describe that, but he said I'm more better listening. You know, like listening to somebody talking, like talking, than writing. If that makes any sense. So that's what I take really to here. Oh, I agree with you, Brian, and a lot of stuff there. I agree with you on some of them. But I suppose it's just in my head. I don't know why it's in my head. Uh, I try and describe it. It's like in my head about particularly the very top. You know, the very very top. I don't know. You know yourself. You get what I'm probably saying. But I don't know. It's just something in the back of my head always saying something like that. Like but the very very top. Not talking about the only job, but the very top. I don't know. It could be just to do with the hatred of the top. The top was set. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I know, but we can't say. You think I get into the Labour Party now? If I want to get into the Labour Party, get a job in the Labour Party, you think I'd come out and say that? But I was using that as an example. But then I said, then I thought to myself, if Anna Patrick is 100% behind this, so I can't just be like if Anna Patrick is against this because she's 100% forward, So so I'd be crazy saying that kind of thing. I'd be literally delusional. Good, yeah. Yeah, like it's weird how the human mind. I often look at YouTube videos, etc., with doctors that study psychology, etc., etc. It's weird how the human mind works. It is weird how it works. But see, over time, people gain different opinions. Etc. Like all your life, you probably take differently. Even when I was younger, you take differently to what you take now. When you get older, too, you become more objective and you question a lot more different things, especially nowadays. Uh, so. And guaranteed sitting here reading comments helps with dyslexia. Well, it's reading. I'm not that bad with it. Sometimes I misunderstand stuff and stuff like that. It does, but I'm terrible with grammar. Like you look at my grammar and spelling on YouTube videos. It's like I have to use voice. Like oftentimes you see me muting the mic because I have this. I can't spell the thing that I'm looking up and say Google. So I have to speak into a microphone, etc., to say it because I'm abysmal. Like it's generally that bad. Like it's got worse and it's not got any better. It's got worse that particularly. Oh yeah, well nobody can agree on that issue. I don't think like as you say, it's gone off the rails. It's gone off trying to get to some common ground or trying to get, as the man the walkhead said there, trying to get middle ground. That's gone off the rails. That debate is long. Like nobody's ever going to agree on a solution to that. In the middle of the ground with that, people just off the rails in that one. Like nobody can agree on anything. It is. I don't know how you would say, but personally, I don't agree with it. But I don't think we can ever. You get what I'm saying. It's there's that much division about it, I suppose. Um, keeping moving on the table, yeah, it should be the main thing. Yeah, that's the main thing. It's survival. As I said before, it's about survival. The main point in life is just about surviving. You have food on the table, you have a roof over your head, etc., etc. That's the main thing. Um, and I think the majority, when it comes down to even take, for example, the presidential elections in America, the most important thing for a lot of people is the price of food, the price of groceries. It wasn't about, can a man become a woman, etc., etc. It was about, can I feed myself? Can I feed my family? You know, can I pay the rent? If that makes any sense. That's what it really was about. You didn't see anybody say, no, it's about I want to, for the person that can become a man, etc., or play a man. It was more about can I afford to feed my family? Can I afford the rent? At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the human thinks like about surviving. That's what everybody always thinks about, surviving. Uh, Adrian, who is your all-time favorite politician now? Like when are we talking about recently or when? Hello, Naya. How are we doing? It's been a while since I've seen you. Good to see you. Who will you vote for? There's a video coming up next week on it. How like literally every candidate in the cavan model now, you hear what I have to say about them. And a lot of it's going to be given out for now about it, but you get that. Deputy Stag was funny. Fuck you, Deputy Stag. Fuck you. That's most unparliamentary language. But anyway, I get to you, come. Just give me a second, Shawnee. I get to you in a second. Of all time, I get to you in 2 seconds. Who will you vote for? I am. It's like I'm making the video. I have a fair idea. I suppose it's putting it on the paper too. I'm kind of confused, like not kind of confused, but I'm kind of debating in my head who to give number 1, who to give number 2 to, and number 3. Like I know who I'm going to give a reference to. If that makes any sense. It's just how to put like the vision of who I had to put each person. If that makes sense. Like I know who I'm not going to be voting for Fine Gael. I know that for 100. I know people before profit of the Green Party. But you get what I'm saying. I'm sure you get what I'm saying. So I'll probably tell you in the video. Like, I have a fair idea. By that time, I would probably, have the list drawn out. But yeah, just that of all time, I don't know a politician. I don't know who you would say. Like, you wouldn't say Michael Collins because technically he wasn't a politician. Well, it was probably the first minister for finance. Yeah, technically you could say Michael Collins for the short time during the first stall, etc., etc. But I generally don't know, to be told answer. Mine would be Charlie Haughey. Oh no, I don't know, to be told. I generally really don't know, to be told. Like Michael Collins would be. Somebody, let me see. Surely you pick my whole mountain. No, I'd rather pick the devil. To be totally honest, but they all are the devil. If you vote Fine Fall, you get the devil. If you vote Fine Gael, you get the devil. No more Foley. I said it. There, I said it. No more Foley. No more Foley. The best politician ever existed in this state. Obviously, I'm smoking crack because nobody ever said that in a statement in the history of the state. Somebody's going to clip that and put it somewhere, but no, Norman Foley's the worst politician in the history of the state. Well, no, actually, sorry, there's a lot worse than that. They can get worse than that. But I don't know. Michael Collins would, because he was the member of the first stall. I suppose people from way back in the past, the first stall, as I say, Carl Brewer, etc., the first Cam Cola, Sean Teo Getty, I suppose too. No, it wouldn't be Heather. Like she's done good work. I'm not going to deny that, but it wouldn't be Head of Humphreys. I wouldn't look up the Head of Humphreys, I suppose, in that way. Right to live, pretend to be one, will pay your bills. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it comes down to, can you pay your bills, Lenny? It comes down to, that's what it is. At the end of the day, when you're taking the election, can I pay my bills? Can I pay the rent next week? Is my children going to be homeless? At the end of the day, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Take, for example, you get your bill in the morning, take, for example, for the rent. The landlord's going to put up your rent by €1,000 a week. You're thinking to yourself, how am I going to afford this? I have children, etc., etc. That's the thing that people think about. That's what people think about in their mind. And it's been proven by science, too, that that's what they think about. They don't think about the other issues. They think about themselves. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, really. Are you in a good position? Can you survive in life? Can you succeed? And that's the end of the day. That's what the main thing is in the election, too. Are you able to pay the rent? Are you able to put food on the table? Are you able to send your children to school? Do you feel safe on the street? At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. We could talk about immigration, abortion, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, if you can't afford to pay the rent and you're about to become homeless, all them issues, abortion, etc., immigration stuff, the main thing is about, can I afford to pay the rent? And that's what really politics boils down to, and voting and democracy, etc., etc. It's the situation the person's in. If that makes it, do you get what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody, because that's been studied by science, and people think about that more than anything else when it comes to that. People in a bad situation, like people that are don't have to worry about situations like house and things like that, etc., etc. Don't think like that, but other people do. What happens if all the big companies leave here? You mean? I don't think they will, and the reason why I don't take that, because they have too good for deal here in this country. They have too good for deal in this country, and they're too well in with the establishment. They're too well in with the government here. And they get sweet deals, etc. Sweeter deals, and the government just offer them sweeter and sweeter deals. Like they'd be just nudge. They give them very sweet deals. Like they'll get off with murder. Like that's what they say. They'd literally get off with murder, like fires and stuff like that. They're not literal murder, like allegedly murder. But they do get off with a lot of stuff compared to if they were in another country, they wouldn't get off with it. And not to mention, um, I don't think they will, and I don't think the United States will impose tariffs on Ireland. To be totally honest, because again, you have to remember half the United States is fucking Irish. Like the majority of people in America are Irish people. Like everybody, you make any American. I was in Helsinki. Listen to this. I was in Helsinki on holidays, and I came across this American tourist, and straight away, before I even opened my mouth, you're from Ireland. My grandfather was from Ireland, and I'm like, here we go again, because every day of the week, as soon as an American comes along, my grandfather was from Ireland. Great, this person was from Ireland. The other person was from Ireland. She said, but my grandfather was from Ireland. Had somebody else from Ireland. It's just like Jesus Christ. Everybody's from Ireland in your family. Like that's what I'm saying. So I don't think so. Even Donald Trump. So I don't think so. I might be wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a. But it could force them to leave. The tariffs you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I don't think they will because they have too good of a deal here. They're too good of a deal, and not to mention to United States itself. There's a lot of Irish Americans, etc., etc., and even Donald Trump himself has Irish heritage. Every person in America has Irish heritage, but you get what I'm saying. So I don't think so. More than maybe the UK and stuff, but I don't think Ireland. Yeah, 1918 voter, yeah. But in modern terms, that's what people do think. Because at the end of the day, I know it's good for the country, but at the end of the day, um, it comes down to you. If you have children, particularly, that's where the majority of people pull the line. They don't think about the country. They think if they have children, take this example. If you have children now in the morning, try and take this example, um, and you're about to become homeless because you're paying too much rent. The main thing is where am I going to put my children? Is my children going to be safe? You know, not to know. But your favorite politician. But I don't think he will. We'll see what happens. I can never pronounce the name. It's in Irish, but we see it. Never pronounce it. That's a good title of your name. But we see what happens. But I don't think he will. I don't think so. Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think he will. I think the Irish, because again, particularly he called Simon Harris before. He nearly called one of the first leaders he called was Simon Harris. So whatever's happening there, there's probably a deal going on behind the scenes. You know, and particularly, you have to remember too, Ireland particularly is more than any other country in the European Union. And it was said to me over in Helsinki at one stage too, by a Finnish person, that we have such a good connection with the United States of America, more than in Finland, take for example, because a lot of Irish people went over, remember, during the famine. So we have a lot of history, and a lot of Irish people have sacrificed themselves during the American Civil War. There's a lot of history between the two countries. That's what I'm trying to say. So compared to Finland, take for example, like a country like Finland that doesn't really have much connection with the United States, like Finland doesn't really have that much connection. I know they're part of NATO and stuff like that, but not as much spiritual connection, if that makes any sense, and connection like in terms of fighting. Like the majority of the Union Army, the Irish Brigade, etc., etc. In the American history books, known as the best regiment in the Union Army during the Civil War. Many examples can be put out. As I say, Ireland has, even though we're a small country, we have a huge role in the arsenal of democracy, as they say, the United States of America. Um, yeah, well, it pretty much is a banana republic. It is all but names to be told, like it literally is. Like nothing works in this country. Everything's just banjoed. It's simple as that. Like it's pretty much. It's pretty much. I wouldn't really go as far as saying it's a failed state. Not the people that have failed it. It's the government that has failed it. That's simple as that. We had it all and we just give it away. We didn't sell it away. We give it away. It's simple as that. A lot of comments being lost. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like guys, I said to you before, I can't scroll up, so you have to kind of bear with me because that's the worst thing about this computer. I can't scroll up, so I can only see what's on the screen at one point. So as I said, no, just a reference, just to say people, just in case I've missed some. I probably did miss some of them. So just it's not like I'm ignoring you, and it's just you see the way I'm trying to scroll up here. It won't let me. Like it won't let me. There's no thing to say scroll up. You know. So you can only see what's here. It's down here. So if I miss it, try and put it back in if you can. Um, later, yeah, but what I'm trying to say with that argument as well is there's a lot of history between the co-cultures. compared to, say, for example, Finland. Let's say, like we have and especially the lot of American presidents were uh, have Irish connections, etc., etc. If that makes any sense, yeah, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So we have more of an influence in the United States. And now half of American, as I said, about that woman, barely 5 minutes in Finland, I came across America. And every day, the people I come across in Cavan on holidays from America, every day, like have an Irish grandfather of this, of that, of half Irish, and this and that and the other. Half of America is Irish, and there's a lot of Irish people in America that have, very highly connected. If that makes any sense, uh, you get what I'm saying. So that's the thing. Yeah, I've often heard people say uh, that we live in a simulation. I don't think so. I think there's a purpose. I don't think there's a simulation, but I do think there's a purpose. I do think it's hard to describe, but I don't think it's a simulation. We don't. It's a lot of. You could think forever, I suppose, with that kind of stuff. The possibilities are endless, I suppose. Um, but I don't know. I don't think it's a simulation. We don't know. In my personal opinion. But anyway, here, lads and lads, I think we'll leave it there. It's 10 o'clock now. So I'm afraid we have to go for tonight. Because I did say I was going to go at 10. So I will leave this to it. I'm afraid to say I have to leave this to it. Because I'm a bit tired. And didn't get much sleep the last few nights. So hopefully I get a good night's sleep tonight. So I'm a bit tired. But we can talk about it. Like, it's a long story, I suppose, with that come particularly. But I personally don't believe. I do think there's a purpose in life. I don't think we're being judged in the simulation. It makes any sense. I do think there's a bigger purpose. It's hard to describe it, but I don't think so. Like the possibilities are like really when you do think about it, we don't know the answers. So I don't know if we don't answer, but I don't know. But anyway, I hope that answers some of your questions. It's hard to describe it, but I often thought about it. I often heard people saying about it. It's just hard to know but I don't think it's a simulation. But anyway, Adrian, what do you think of Joe? Do you think of anyone annoying? Joe who? Sorry? Oh, you mean on Joe? You mean the Liveline, etc., etc. He's a bit of if you're talking about Joe Duffy, I'm not that fond of him. But anyway, take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk again probably Wednesday. I have videos up, of course, during the weekend tomorrow and etc. But we'll talk to you Wednesday when we be live again. Thank you.